How many chairs are you sitting on right now? Are you all in on the chair? You put on one pair of glasses, you've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. Like you're using one microphone. That's the one microphone. Like you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? You know? Do you think a different way? You get on one airplane? Are you convicted? You put your entire family into one airplane? Aren't you afraid? When you use knives, do you have copper knives, wooden knives, steel knives, aluminum knives, rubber band knives, diamond knives because you're afraid to commit to the right knife? So my point really is, ultimately, if you're a rational individual, it's a, it's a tool.
Ah, man. Yo, 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 yo. What the fuck is good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How are you all living, man? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream, man. What happened to little TJ? He used to be cool, man. TJ used to be so cool. I used to really like him. What happened to him, man? What happened to little TJ? He used to be so cool. Welcome back to the fucking stream. It is so good to see some beautiful faces in the chat. You know the drill. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. I know this is a take I've said before, but I can't help but feel disappointed that the most popular trading movie of all time is about the one guy that's ever shorted the market and made money. It's such a rug, you know? It's like the problem with it is Big Short is such an unbelievably incredible movie that you have to recommend. You are obligated to recommend The Big Short to anyone that wants to watch a trading movie. Like, it is so unbelievably good that you have an obligation to recommend it to people. But the problem is it will ruin somebody's life. You know, it's the type, I mean, there has been more money evaporated out of the hands of prospering traders because they watched The Big Short than any other piece of media in history of the world. It's so disappointing. And I love, you know what's crazy is I want to keep watching it. I could watch it all day. I could watch it every day. Margin Call best movie. You know, Margin Call is only a good movie if you're a real sicko. If you really love it. Margin Call is only good if you really love this shit. Okay, you have to really love it. I showed Margin Call to some of my friends, and everybody was mad at me. I showed Margin Call to some of my friends, and Rasmer left halfway through. He went to bed. Malcolm was pissed. Everyone was mad at me when I showed them Margin Call. It was like me, the homies, a couple girls. What should we watch? I'm like, let's watch Margin Call. And they're like, all right, bet. Let's watch Margin Call. And everybody was mad at me. So everybody was like, it's so boring. I'm so bored. Da, 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 da. I'm so bored. Da, da, da. But you gotta be a real sicko in the mind. You know, you have to really love this shit. You gotta really wake up and think about making money, think about trading. You gotta really be about this thing if you want to sit through Margin Call, because it is long and it is kind of boring. But I personally love that shit. I'll be on a first date talking about, hey, you ever seen Trader by Paul Tudor Jones, the documentary with 5,000 views on YouTube? And she's like, no, what's that? We're watching Trader. It's like y'all going, y'all going to the bar, they're going to the pool hall, you're taking her to whatever restaurant. We're watching Trader by Paul Tudor Jones. Okay, if she's seen Trader by Paul Tudor Jones, somebody else cooked here. That's the difference between you and me. I'm just starting with it. Okay, y'all can. Everybody else likes to slow play it, and you like to keep the allure that maybe she's really about it. I just start with it. You seen Trader? No, of course not. Okay, if she has seen Trader, I'm out. If she hasn't seen Trader, we're starting with it, and then I just know. It's like I was thinking about this. I was writing in the journal today, and the thing. Sorry, I gotta take my belt off. It's like. Not to be weird about that, but it's like flipped and it's uncomfortable. I was writing this in my trade journal today, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what my goal is with trading? Is I want to know as fast as possible if I'm right or if I'm wrong on the trade. That's what I really want to know. I don't necessarily want to hit the home run or have some high win percentage, but I want to be able to identify as fast as possible with as little money moved either direction if I'm right or if I'm wrong. And so I'll just start the date. We're watching Boiler Room. She's like, the movie sucks. I don't even like Boiler Room, but I just got to know, right? Snap call right away. Paul Tudor Jones on the screen. Do you know who he is? Okay, if you do, we're done. And if you don't, we're going to watch it. And if you hate him, we're done. And we know it's 54 minutes and like 30 seconds. 54 minutes. It's quick. It's as quick as the coffee walk. And I hate going on coffee walks for the first date. Don't you ever propose a coffee walk to me on the first date? Because what do you think of me? You're proposing a coffee walk to me on the first day. What do you think of me? What do you think of me that you're proposing a coffee walk on the first date? Anyways, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get into. Also, Malcolm, I'm sorry, but I didn't turn the AC on. It's fucking hot in here, man. If you could do me a huge solid and rip that AC, that would be awesome. Roll call, baby. Who's good? Who's here? Gentani, what's good? Captain, what's good? Malcolm, what is good? I pay more than 1,000. Tom Brady, what is good? Jackson Ray, what's good? Kira, what's good? Tulip Tweba, what's good? Greg, Pipe Bomb, Shifty, Zaru, Art Mommy, Cal, Chunky, Rowan, Hidden Character, Cole Money. I'm happy you're here, brother. Jeremy, what's good? Ether, what's good? Art, what's good? Jude, what's good? G-Man, what's good? OX River was in here, I think. Tingle Trader, what's good? Viblet, what's good? Shifty, what's good? Little Life TV, Booty Watcher, and Pipe Bomb at the same time. That's a Wolf of Shelby, what's good? Kenny, what's good? Lit BB, what's good? Strikeable, what's good? Captain of Web3, what's good? Joker, what's good? Glorilla, what is good? What is good? What is good? G-Man, River Pump Crash Out so crazy. I just think it's coins cooked. I don't know what else to say. I'm a huge Elon fan. I like that guy a lot. I was I met Alon in July 2024. I'm an OG Alon fan, but they're just in a brutal spot. What do you do about it? Speaking about it, coins are in kind of a brutal spot right now. Coins are in kind of a brutal spot right now, and we have 13 minutes before market close, which we're going to talk about. We have an hour and 13 minutes until Nick Carter comes on the stream, and he's going to be a good one, man. We didn't really get to talk about crypto yesterday, and so we're going to do. He's really big on three things. He just announced he's part of the Robo Strategy team, which is awesome. We haven't really got to talk about robotics, so we'll talk about robotics a little bit. He's big on the AI, on the data center stuff. He thinks AGI is here, so we'll talk about some of the AI stuff, DeFi, whatever, and then we're going to talk about quantum. Quantum from the perspective of breaking Bitcoin, quantum from the perspective of what do you invest in, quantum from the perspective of quantum resistant private Bitcoin. And we'll probably have him on, I don't know, 45 minutes. It'll be, we haven't done a quantum episode in a while. And the only one that we did was with a real quantum guy. Like Nick Carter's like a normal guy who knows quantum. That's rare. Usually they're quantum guys that like sort of know how to be a normal person, but not really. It's a tough mix. So this is probably the ideal one for the audience. And why is the Bitcoin price sticker behind you at 80K? It is a manifestation. Also, the thing that I've learned about quantum since trying to learn about it before Nick Carter is nobody knows anything about quantum. The smartest people in the world can't even agree that it's possible. And so there's this real fucking, yeah, you should be sorry you're late. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome. There's this real, like, no one knows if it's real. No one agrees if it's real. So I have a thread here, a tab group titled Top Signals that we're going to start with before market close. We got 11 minutes. Here's where we start. FaZe Lacey. Good kid, by the way. I've met him before. I like him.
Recently, I actually put all my money, every penny, every dollar I have, and I have taken it and put it into Bitcoin. Yes, that's right. I have. I'm telling y'all right now, I know things, okay? I can predict the future. I can predict the market. And Bitcoin is going to have a boom soon. Recently...
Not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve. I can't tell if he's being serious, by the way, on this. What's the read on this? Like, is he being serious or no? I don't even know why this made the top signal list. Okay. I don't really know why this made the top signal list because is this a bottom signal? I don't even know. I stole that one liner. That wasn't mine. I stole that from Base16Z. He could be mocking banks. I don't really think so. I don't really know what to make of this. He's trolling banks. I don't think so. I actually don't think he is. I kind of think he's being serious. The thing about it is it's like not that great of a clip for him because most of his audience is not, at least to my assumption, is not super in tune with the Bitcoin thing. Also, I used to do this with my eyebrows. I fuck with, it's a little like aggressive on his slit. I think is like a little too much. But I used to be an eyebrow slit guy. I used to go to, like when I was in high school, I used to rock double slits, both eyes. And he's mocking TJR. I don't think he is. I kind of think he's being serious. No, I mean, there's zero signal in this whatsoever. No signal in this at all, but I thought it was kind of funny that this was all over my feed today. This is the second one that made the top signal list.
That's when I'm trading, I do actually wear this. That's when I'm trading, I do actually wear this ski mask because I need the market to know that I'm here to take his money. People ask me all the time, they be like, "Hey, why you got that ski mask on?" Like, girl, ain't you high? No, I'm taking the market's money. Take that, SPX.
The Paul Tudor Jones video, if you watch it, the Trader movie, if anyone here's watched it, he has this bit where anytime he loses money, he starts talking about it owes me interest. It's going to pay me back interest. And they're like, Paul, who are you talking to? And he just locked in it. He's talking to himself. It's going to pay me interest. It's going to pay me interest. And they're like, the narrator's like, Paul, who are you talking to? It's going to pay me interest. It pans over to his partner, Peter. And he's like, he's talking about the market. He's talking to the market. He's talking to himself and he's talking to the market. And Paul's over there like, it's going to pay me interest. This fucking thing is going to pay me interest. And it's like Jim from The Office. It pans to Peter Borlish and it's like, He's talking about the market. He's right next to him. He's completely oblivious that they're discussing him. It's going to pay me interest. I fuck with this, by the way. I like this. It's going to pay me interest. He keeps repeating it over and over and over again. Now, what does he do? Pop! Charges that motherfucker. I'm charging it interest. He just keeps saying, like, on a loop, I'm charging it interest. It's going to pay me back and then some. On a loop, on fucking repeat. It's awesome. It's great. It's going to pay me interest is my new thing. So Zcash, going to pay me some fucking interest. It's great. So shout out to PTJ. Number 3.
Look at those.
On top signals, we have 4. Also, if you're just shuffling in and you want to watch on YouTube or if you're on YouTube or Twitter and you want to chat, the only chat I read is twitch.tv/threadguy. Also, let me retweet that I'm live. Boom.
But look at those.
Third top signal, Mizkif.
But look at those fucking gains, boys. SOXL, AMD is up $4,000 today.
Is he playing pit audio in the background? Is that what's happening right now?
So remember when you guys were like,
is he playing like a pit backtrack?
but look at those fucking gains, boys. SOXL, AMD is up $4,000 today. So remember when you guys were
That's so fresh, dude. Why? I don't even want to listen to this. How did we not think of that?
like, let's sell AMD, and I was like, I put my
He just paused it.
fucking foot down. I'm like, no, you're not selling AMD. I had to literally tell you, stop. Just stop trying to sell shit. You can see one guy in chat saying it. Fucking listen to yourself, retards.
So since I'm almost top 10 now.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that, man? Dude, I'm just gonna... What the fuck was that? Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm just gonna say this out loud just so we are on the same page. That was insane. Jeez, man. I'm just gonna say out loud. The more money this guy makes with his crowdsourced kick chat portfolio, the worse it is on the top signal radar. The Lacey thing means nothing to me. The Shiesty thing means nothing to me. The more money that the crowdsourced kick chat makes is definitely not great. That is a genuine signal. If this thing starts really ripping money, like they're up 50%, 100%, 150%, that's not great. I will say that one is not great. So we're going to keep, I don't know how much longer we can keep an eye on this one, but we're going to have to do it. The more money this guy makes, the worse off it is. I think he started with 30K. No, I don't know. What did he start with? 300K? What is 300K? I think it's worth 400. Wow, it's worth 400K. I think 300K is what he started with, and it's up 25%. Yeah. So this is not great. You want to see this go red. You want to see red days on this account. 100%. It's up 34K in the past week. Kind of impressive. And then last but not least, on GM, sir, J-Dogs. Last but not least on my top signal list is we have 3. Number 1, Taylor Mathis. If you remember, this is the girl who walks around and does the sports betting things. Do you know who this is? She launched a meme coin. Bassy, what's good? She launched a meme coin and it was a disaster, and she like cried and apologized and then like never mentioned crypto again. She launched a pump fund. And she tweeted, if you have any extra income, even $5, I would put it in the S&P 500 right now. Things are at an all-time high. And so there's that, was one. Second is Jerkbox. Welcome, Jerkbox. Who is this? Who is this? What is who is this exactly? I don't exactly know who the DNAP. Chill. Focus. Lock in, twin. Lock in. The company account. But I saw this one get posted a lot. And it reads, quote, I finally started stock picking like almost 2 years ago, and I've been wildly successful. I know it's a good market, but still. And then the third that I have here is the third and the final is 3 things I'm underwriting hardest. These all happened yesterday, which was kind of wild. If you want a clip to start clipping, bro, if you do well, we'll start paying you. 3 things I'm underwriting hardest in 2026. Kyle Kuzma, former Laker. I was a fan of the Lakers. Thought he underperformed in his career. AI applied to industrial throughput, autonomous defense plus space robotics, and clinical stage biotech where AI compresses trial timelines. Everything else feels crowded. Okay. So the Kyle Kuzma one to me is the least signal because somebody's obviously running his account. Like obviously running his account. And this is, I guess it's a little bit better than, you know what I'd like to see? It'd be pretty cool if we started to see some like NBA celebrity, like SPV, like investment vehicle kind of thing would be pretty cool. Like if he had some vehicle for all these like pros to invest in and get exposure to all these pre-IPO companies, I think it'd be pretty cool. But that's probably what he's leading up to launch. I was thinking about it because it's like it can't be a meme coin. I guess it could be a meme coin, but not in 2026. Kyle Kuzma's not dropping a meme coin. It can't be like he's not launching an AI lab. Like what's he launching? You know what I mean? It's got to be an investment vehicle. Otherwise, I don't. It's got to be an investment vehicle, or he's just like trying to get access to some deals, and he's just like tweeting from some. I mean, I think somebody's tweeting from his account. Not to say Kyle Kuzma can't tweet and be smart, but I'm just saying like he's never tweeted about any of this stuff, and he is now. So that is what that is. Market closes in 2 minutes. Chat, we got the Pope and the new Ferrari. Okay, yes or no, paid sponsorship. Do you think this was paid? Yes or no? First, he signs a deal with Anthropic, allegedly. Second, he's in the new Ferrari. Paid or no?
Should post by itself.
What does the Pope need a Ferrari for? That's a very good question. I mean, what do I need a Ferrari for? I don't, but that thing is fresh as fuck.
The real interface with every Ferrari and Lucio as well is on the red switch.
Wait, real quick. I've been doing 2 grams of creatine powder per kg of body weight. Per kg of body weight? And I'm feeling terrible? I'm spending $500 per month? Bro, yes. Bro, that's a lot of creatine. What are you talking about? Dog, you read the instructions wrong. That is not how you're supposed to do creatine, dog. Bro thinks I'm Claude. Yo, can somebody give him some advice? You gotta mean protein, right? I do 20 grams a day of creatine? Also, I'm spending $500 a month. How are people affording this at threadguy? Bro, what the fuck do I look like? Wait. Public company that makes creatine? Wait. We are in the era of the great creatinification of everything. What the fuck is this shit? Wow. Oh, wait, you can't see. Sorry. This brother has been taking 20 grams per fucking kg of body weight. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, maybe I am a bit late to the trade. What's the protein trade, man? I just saw Ghost Energy announce protein monster drinks. Am I cooked? Yeah, brother. I would go to the doctor. No bullshit. No bullshit. You should go to a doctor. Like now. I'm not gonna lie. If it's out of pot, I would maybe pay for your visit. Like a walk-in. Like if you go to patient first, I'd be down to pay for your visit. If it's like if it's like a couple hundred, I would low-key pay for your visit. You gotta go, dude, to the doctor like right now. You should go like right now. Honestly, like call an Uber. If you need an Uber, let me know. I don't even know if you could drive. Dude, going out on creatine has got to be like, that's such a disappointing way to go out on creatine, man. I mean, that's just like, that's not, I mean, that's just like, you know, it's like I drank too much water and I died. It's like, that's no good. You can't really do that. But look at this Ghost Energy Protein. We got to be near a top. They just announced, look at this. Open link, open image, and new tab. They just announced 25-gram chocolate milk Yahoo collab Ghost Energy drinks, bro. I mean, we have got to be near a top on protein at this stage. I mean, this is like, also like, where protein off of what? Where does it come from is what I'm trying to figure out. How are they putting protein like in coffee? Like, where do you get the protein? Where does the protein extract from? Like, how does that work exactly? I don't really understand it. But okay, I want to read you one thing really quick. Milk. But these energy drinks don't have milk. It's big protein is doing some weird stuff right now. I'm just gonna say it. But also imagine you come into a Twitch chat that's relatively quiet and you ask a health question and every single person in the chat reacts like fucking I would be yeah, he is tweaking. He's got to be pacing around the house. Flood, what's good? All right, I want to read you something really quick. And then we're going to do market close, which just closed 4 minutes ago. Protein Zins, which are like hotcakes. When they announce Protein Zen, I'm short big protein. 100% I'm short big protein. You got it. You got it at that stage, right? I mean, there's no... All right, I want to read this real quick, and then we're going to do market close. Rich Pizzina, who I don't really know who this is, actually. Maybe I'm a fraud for that. Let's see. Rich Pizzina, net worth. Salesforce, wow, crushed. Estimated net worth of 240 million. Let's go like fund performance. Unclear, but he's worth 230 million. I want to read this real quick because I have this like historical comps, a bunch of like what it was, how this market right now represents like old bubbles, whatever. So Rich Pizzina, what was it like being a value manager in the late 90s, which I haven't read yet? It was not fun. You had two things going on. One is you saw all these great things you wanted to buy and you saw how much everything else was valued at. But then you talk to your clients. My favorite story is I sat down across the table from somebody who said to me, quote, "My grandmother's a better investor than you. This is very easy. She gets it. You don't. All you have to do is buy Cisco. How come you won't buy Cisco? How does my grandmother know this and not you?" How does my grandmother know this and not you? Timed it exactly. Sell the value stocks and buy the NASDAQ right at the peak. And you know, we were a young firm, so we didn't have a long track record to fall back on. From 196 to 228 2000, so about 4 years, we were 6,000 basis points behind the S&P since our inception. And here you are trying to run an investment management firm, trying to beat the S&P. And what are the odds that you could ever in your life make up 6,000 basis points? It's pretty depressing. I've got to tell you, it's pretty depressing. 12/31 of 2000, 9 months later, we were ahead of the S&P 500 cumulatively because the market collapsed and our stuff went up. I think we were up 40% or something like that in 2000, and the market was down 30. And all of a sudden, you're now ahead of the S&P, which is where we've been ever since. But believe me, it's not fun. It's not fun thinking I've started a business and it's going to fail. I've hired a whole staff and they're going to lose their jobs. You've let down your clients. You're questioning yourself, although I never totally did because I could never understand it. My response to the grandmother comment was, quote, "Can I just walk you through some arithmetic? Because Cisco has a 500 billion market cap." Kind of funny. Are we in the stage right now where random people are questioning fund managers by saying my grandmother is a better investor than you? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we're somewhere in between. But the only thing I know is I'm having a damn good time following it. On that note, market closed 7 minutes ago. You already know the drill. Let's get into it right now. We got 53 minutes until Nick Carter comes on the stream, and we have 53 minutes worth of stuff to talk about. Until then, you already know the drill. I want to know, what are you up on? What are you down on? What are you buying? What are you selling? What are you looking to enter? What are you looking to exit? What do you like? What do you hate? What have you profited on? What stock do you want to kill? What stock do you want to enter? Who's buying something that you think is retarded? I don't know. Give me some tickers. Give me some tickers. Give me some tickers. Marvell beat, Service Now beat, Snow beat. Tulip King has entered. Eli Lilly. Sparky is in hype. I'm hunting the SpaceX IPO. I bought Rhea today. Rhea. Down on Chubby the Elephant. Sorry to hear that, man. Loaded Blackberry heavy. Shorted Zcash 670, bro. I fucking hate this guy. Bought some Uber today. Holding TCG and cards. On my hands are now buying spot hype. Waiting for SpaceX. Long Soul still like always. Why is that like always? Full port Jito. Interesting. Why are you showing Jito? Long to Bitcoin 75K. That is a painful one. Long Nokia and long Service Now. Nice. Pull up Jito chart. We'll get to altcoins at the end. What else? Give me some tickers. Close to Reba short. Nice. Long Near. I'm the worst near trader of all time, by the way. I'm probably the singular worst near trader of all time. I've just chopped myself out of it so many times. How much spot are you holding compared to last year? Not enough. Snowflake flying right now. We'll look in a minute. Excited about all my hype and Zeke longs. Oh, exited all my hype and Zeke longs. Asteroid dead 62 mil. I can't claim clout for saying Asteroid sucks because I said it sucks at 10 mil and it went to 150. Still holding near long. I'm long G280. What? Oh. Oh, this fucking guy, man. What else? Cards looking decent. Amazon strikes $6 billion deal with Snowflake for agentic chips. Snow giving Amazon $6 billion over the next 5 years for the CPUs. Snowflake will now be one of AWS' biggest customers for CPU-based computing, and they just beat earnings. We'll look at that in a minute. Anything else? Everyone exited Zcash. Bullish for me. Yeah, I wish I had that level of enthusiasm right now. What else? We're going to look in a minute. Amazon. Meta moved today, by the way. Meta announced AI subscriptions, which is like, I don't know, feels like a complete nothing burger to me, and that thing was up 3-ish%. I thought about it, but I said, I got to stop clicking buttons. Snowflake is cramming in announcements. We got another one. Snowflake to acquire Natoma to expand enterprise AI agent governance. I don't know what that is. Natoma. We'll look at that in a minute. I was thinking about NFTs. Jesus, man. I kind of want to buy some Zeke. It's below your line, Eli's. And on that note, call out a ticker if you are in it and you want me to take a look at it. If you're watching on YouTube and Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. And on that note, let us look at the market, starting with the SPX that closed up 0.02% flat, basically technically green, another green day, but just barely. It was not the cleanest day in the stock market. I mean, it wasn't bad, but nothing really happened. And the way things have been moving, that counts as a bad day. SPX closes at 7,520 and 37 cents. The NASDAQ closes up 0.06%. And Pam Bondi has officially been appointed to the, the Dow, closed up 0.36%. Pam Bondi has been appointed to the, the AI, what did she get appointed to? Pam Bondi, AI board of some sort? Yeah, some AI panel. Free Pam, bruh. It's back above her level. Free Pam. The NASDAQ closes basically flat. The Russell closes flat. The Qs close down 0.11%. The semi index closes down 1%, and the worst coin of all time, the IGV, closes down 1%. I'm sorry, the chart looks pretty good. I don't know what to tell you. The chart looks decent on the IGV, but we'll look at some of those names in a minute. Cryptocurrency. Oh, brother. Cryptocurrency. Bitcoin as it stands is $75,132 per digital gold coin. I'm going to be honest, guys. It does not look great. Doesn't look great, okay? It doesn't look great. I still... we'll talk about it in a minute. Who's positioned on Bitcoin? Long, short, spot, leverage, or just nothing? Where are you? Buddha, what's good? We'll get to alts at the end. You know the list. The right guy saved the market. There's not much I can do. Who has a Bitcoin position? Who has a take on Bitcoin? Targeting 78.5. Ugh. It's like targeting a 5% move. It's just like so brutal. It is so heavy. It's so heavy, really. It's heavy. Spot forever. Pipe bomb 33. Sideways for a while. It sort of feels like it's going to do nothing for a while. It doesn't really feel like it's going to die here. Like I don't know. I remain a crypto bull, man. Call me fucking nuts. I remain a bull in a couple spots just because I don't think the downside is that bad. I'm not expecting this at all, but I'm also not expecting retest the lows. I think we just like hang out somewhere in the middle. The ideal case for Bitcoin is that we just kind of do nothing. Chop a little bit higher, chop a little bit lower, chop a little bit higher, chop a little bit lower. I'm going to be honest, for the first time, my Bitcoin exposure is really low. Like, it's been really low after taxes, but I really have thought about, like, dude, I have a couple Bitcoin in cold storage that ideally I would never touch. And I was like, damn, I should just put this into the fucking US 10-year. That's when I thought to myself, man, I should get bullish. I said to myself, I should put it in 10-year bonds. And then I'm like, what the fuck did I just say out of my mouth? What the ever-loving fuck did I just say out of my mouth? I'm like, I'm looking at the 10-year Bitcoin overlaid chart. And I'm like, ugh, looks decent. 5%. I'm like, I should put it in stretch. I think that there's better days ahead, but it is in a rough spot right now. Now, our pride and joy of the cryptocurrency industry, I think, does look good, which is Hyperliquid. Kind of a weak daily at the moment, but I mean, all things considered, Hype is above $60. It's sitting, resting, chopping above prior ATH, and this is the coin that we really need to go well. This is our best shot at it right now. I'm going to be honest. This is our best shot. We have like 3 chances. This is one of the 3. ETF is surprisingly to me just swallowing flows, and they're twapping it, and it's getting the US slam in the right direction, not the Jane Street direction, but the right direction. And Hype looks good, which is awesome. Second chance at it is Zcash, which, yeah, guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm playing with a lot of UPNL right now. I'm going to be honest. That is, I'm worth a lot less money than I was yesterday. I don't know about it. I mean, I'm kind of just unemotional on it right now, if I'm being honest, on the Zcash. Who's positioned in Zeke right now? I'm very curious. I don't exactly know what I am going to do here. I think in between all-time highs, like below ATH and above, I don't know, this like 500 level, it's hard for me to really do anything. Like I think the best path forward is nothing for me. Like really this level, but you could bring it up. This is something like this, I think, for Zcash. Ideally, it doesn't get there, but it probably does. If you're gonna carry me out on Zcash, you got to carry me out below 500 for sure. I will say, because I was kind of like, I wasn't mad at myself, but I was trying to figure out like what went wrong with this thing. This is one of the nastier bear traps I think I've seen in a chart in a while. I mean, this, I don't really know who made it out of this thing alive. I mean, who sold this? Why would you sell? Who in their right mind sold this? Nobody. Nobody sold this. I mean, even for the stock guys, the non-crypto guys, I mean, who sold this? How do you sell this? How could you sell? No way Hayes sold this. How do you sell this? This looks like it's fucking, you don't sell this. There's no way. It's pushing ATH. You do not sell this. I'm sorry. If I could go back 10 times out of 10, I'm not selling this. No, you're not. You are not selling that ever. Look at that. War, retest, ATH, and a V with volume. That thing looks like a monster. So I'm sitting in it. I'm doing nothing. There's a chance I wake up in, I don't know, get off stream and I like fuck my life and I just like get the ball tingle and I get out. I'm still up a fucking lot. I mean, I'm up a lot, dude. My wallet's public at this stage. I also thought about it. I didn't mean to pin that. I thought about it. I might just keep my wallet public forever. I might just keep my wallet public. Maybe it's a bad idea, but I'm kind of into it right now. So, anyways, this is Garrett Bullish is up $4.2 million. Disgusting. Who, by the way, is not a good trader. I mean, I've watched Garrett Bullish just absolutely disintegrate money. I mean, not a good trader. Don't clip that, please. He's got way more money than me at this moment, but I've watched him just disintegrate money. I mean, I've watched this guy like this is again the thing about crypto is like we might have worse assets than TradFi, but god damn, do crypto people have money to fucking trade. So we'll get to Loracle in a little bit. But anyways, that's Zcash. Trade remains the same to me. I think the weekly looks good. Daily is kind of mid. Weekly looks pretty good. It does. The weekly looks fine. Is Bitcoin pumping all caps? It's like man. So that is what that is. Moving on. We are moving on. ETH terrible. Solana somehow worse. I think Near looks pretty good. Shockingly, I don't have much of a thesis on this. I'm done like trading this thing back and forth because I have no real thesis on Near. Where are my metals chads at the moment? We have silver. We'll get to Jito at the end. I do alt at the end. Here's silver. Nothing interesting to me until we really like. Nothing interesting below 90 on silver for me as somebody that doesn't really know how to trade it. Gold as well is pretty weak. The only one that I've been saying I like is copper, which if copper can get above like 6.6, 6.7, I am interested in copper. But I don't think anyone in this chat has any metals positions whatsoever. Not that I'm aware of. Anyways, bonds down across the board. What is this wick? What happened here? VVV looks pretty good. Monero, whatever. And then dollar is flat. And then where's souls that we've added to this? Uranium down 1.3%. And then souls is up 1.7. It is definitively above the Ansem line. Moving on. Defense crushed across the board. Palantir down 3. Everything else is down. All right. Space, semis, big AI, everything in between. Robo strategy. This thing is kind of a beast, man. It's only 580 mil, which is so fucking cheap. They just announced today that I quote tweeted it actually. Robo strategy just announced today that Nick Carter has signed as an independent director. I don't entirely know what that means, but is interesting nonetheless. He will be on our stream today in 40 minutes. So we'll talk robotics, we'll talk quantum, we'll talk everything in between. I like Nick Carter. I really like Nick Carter. I think he's a very sharp guy. So robotics is the gainer on here. Cerebrus as well is up 10%. Nice trade by Loracle, and that short he got out of it. RDW Space is up 8. ASTS is also up 8. Space is just nonstop, and then Rocket Lab is up 5. Meta had a cool announcement today. I don't know how cool it was, but it worked for the stock to pump. AI subscriptions, they are up 4% intraday. Anyone have a Meta position? Micron is up 3.6 to 933. Amazon is up 3. Tesla up 1.5. Apple up 1. And then biggest loser, Sive down 15. Qcom down 6. ARM down 5. But ARM has been absolutely going crazy. Nokia down 5. Marvell down 4. Bloom Energy down 3. Fly, which I think is a Julian Petrulla stock, down 3. AMD down 1.5, which is the Mizkif stock. Microsoft does nothing. And Salesforce down 1. Okay, what were the biggest earnings beats? Number 1 is Snow. Wait, let's look at the earnings guy. Let's take a look. Earnings guy. AMD Mizkif stock. LOL. Yeah. Sorry. Let's start with the big ones. Okay, so Snow beat and made a couple announcements. Wow. Holy fuck. Oh my god, 30%. Holy fucking candle. 30% on a $60 billion stock. Oh my god. Top ticket 33%. Is anyone long this? Wow. What a monster. They announced a partnership with Amazon. New AI bookies just formed. Every software company in the world are going to start pouring money into AI infra after seeing the Snow price action. You want buybacks? That's too bad. What's the announcement? Amazon strikes a $6 billion. That's huge. $6 billion deal with Snowflake for agentic chips. Snow giving Amazon $6 billion over the next 5 years for their CPUs. Snowflake will now be one of AWS's biggest customers for CPU-based computing. What does that do to Amazon? No. Nothing, really. Nothing at all. Plus 0.2%. Marvell also beat and just up 3%, but had a bad day. It's $180 billion, up 3%, but it was down 5 intraday. Marvell, CRM, Salesforce double beat. I think we just looked at it though and it did nothing. Salesforce is down on double beat. Marvell, Snow, SNPS. I don't even know what the synopsis. I don't even know what this is. SNPS synopsis down after 3%. HPQ. Oh, HP. I know HP. I know HP is up like a percent. It's a sick candle though. This is a $23 billion. Dell is tomorrow, which is fun. And that is all for earnings today. Moving on. Some of our consumer names. Biggest gainers I ran. This is a mess of. I don't even know what these lists are anymore, but you know the order that we go. I ran up 14. Sweet Green, Monster Recovery Day, up 10%. And is now officially up 49% from the Chris Camillo stream. Is anyone long Sweet Green? Any green chads in the chat? Reddit, who funny enough announced a partnership with Shopify, which is the 2 stocks he bought yesterday, is up. I think they announced a partnership today. Did they not? Did I just make that up? Yeah. Building shopping momentum with Shopify GA new retail research. When people are discovering a product, making a purchase, they come to Reddit to decide what to buy. Platform users are 62% more likely than the average American to be daily shoppers. To easily connect our high intent conversations to conversations for advertisers, we're introducing our native Shopify integration that's now widely available to global advertisers. The 2 stocks that Amit bought yesterday puts Reddit up 6%. Hims is up 5%. DoorDash up 3%, Hood up 3%. I think the Hood chart actually looks decent, by the way, but you know how my stance on Hood. I don't like it. Shopify up 1.6 on the news. So both Amit names are up. Ferrari on news that the Pope is driving a Ferrari EV that is $660,000 to be exact, is up 1% after losing 5 on the car announcement. What's good, D Gills? Biggest losers. The enhanced games is now down. Oh my god, 80%, 80.22% from all-time high that was just a week ago. After an undeniable flop. The Swatch Group is having some sick days. Is now up 20% since the announcement of the AP Swatch, which is wild. Coinbase is down 4. TXN down 3. GameStop down 1. And I had a dream about GameStop yesterday, actually, which was great. What is the watch selling for, by the way? Where are we on this watch? I kind of like got bored of it and just said, fuck this stupid ass watch. Let's see. Damn, they came down a lot. 1,500 for this fucking piece of junk. Fuck this shit. I don't even want this dumbass watch. Fuck this watch. Whatever. And that is where we land. Oil getting crushed. Crude closes at $89. Down 4%. Brent closes at 92.78. What is the number one rule of the markets? Always fade war. Altcoins. Ba-da-bam, ba-da-bam, ba-da-bum, bum, ba. Jito is the leader. Wow, this thing looks fucking good. My God. Jito is the leader, up 14%. River. Shout out to that boy River. Say is the second gainer 2 days in a row, which is horrifying. Is that the Peter Brandt show? No, that was Sui. Up 5%, and then nothing else notable here at all. Biggest losers. Yeah. God, Zcash is so fucking. Oh! Anyways, checking in on Chain. Last but not least, cards. Wow, 50 mil. Nice. Nice on cards. You like to see that. Bottom bid asteroid for the bros. Come on, dude. You hate me? Oh, God. You call this the stag, what is it, the Stegosaurus is the dinosaur? Is that what it's called? It's not funny, honestly. That's not funny at all. I'm not happy this thing went down. I just never understood why it was up so much to begin with. Scam Altman! 300K, not bad. Looks bottomed. Some bullish PA. God, on chain is a disaster. Utia 30 mil. Buckcoin. I don't even feel right reading these things out. Troll 70 mil. I mean, it's just like it's a mess. Railgun. Oh, that looks fucking good. How about it? That looks fucking really good. Neat. 40 mil. Shout out all my neats out there. I don't know, Banker. 50, not bad. I don't know how it's 50 mil. I like Banker. I just am surprised. Pod looks decent, I guess. VV Eco. And LFI. Yeah, cooked. Jeez. Knock, fine. What I got? That's not bad. What about Octra? Looks pretty good, right? Octra, is that what it is? Wow. How about this? What is this? That's a fucking ripper right there. That's not bad. All right, last call. Any tickers you want me to pull up before we move on into some individual names? Look at Meta. Get this thing rolling. We got 30 minutes for Nick Carter, and we're going to be on after, obviously. Anything else you want me to look at? Bang, bang, bida boom, boot, doot, 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 bang. Anything else you like? Oh, brother. Also, we got Ryan Watkins on tomorrow. XLM. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh my God, dude. What is this? This is horrid. Oh, man. What the fuck is that? What is happening here? This is horrific. Wow, that is such a brutal... Dude, imagine being this guy. Like, imagine being long right here. You're like, this is it, right? This is like obviously it. There's no way that's not it. crazy volume spike, most volume it's ever had. This is like so obviously it, and you just get that is such a brutal. That is one of the craziest charts I've ever seen. Actually, this is unbelievable. I mean, technically speaking, higher low, higher low, higher low. That is one of the craziest charts I've ever seen, dude. Over 4,000 days. Oh my god. Technically, higher high, higher high. What a brutal chart, man. That is unbelievable. All right, let's get into it. We got some things to talk about. We have some things to get into. First and foremost, I'll give you a quick. We have 2 Warren Oil updates. Number one is I am familiar with Pippin. Number one is nothing is getting done, but the market doesn't give a fuck. Trump not satisfied yet on Iran deal. Iran is negotiating on fumes. Maybe we go back and finish it. Maybe we don't. Iran is intent on a deal. Not there yet on Iran deal. We're not satisfied with it. We don't care about midterms. Yada 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 yada. It's all noise at this point. If you were daily coverage on the Iran war at this stage is just like we're gonna drive ourselves absolutely nuts. So we're gonna fade it. I will play 2 clips though. This is kind of a nuts clip, number 1. And then number 2 is about JD Vance potentially being pushed out of office, which is pretty wild. I know it's annoying, but where did you get the Bitcoin display? I actually don't know. Malcolm?
Interesting reading from people.
On the Strait of Hormuz, Mr. President, Iran wants control of the Strait of Hormuz. Would you accept a short-term deal that allows Iran and Oman to control the strait? And would they have to open it immediately, or would you be open to that happening over a period of time?
No, the strait's going to be open to everybody.
And who would control it?
It's international waters. Nobody's going to control it. We're going to watch over it. We'll watch over it, but nobody's going to control it. That's part of the negotiation that we have. They would like to control it. Nobody's going to control it. It's international waters, and Oman will behave just like everybody else, so we'll have to blow them up. They understand that. They'll be fine.
It's crazy. They don't even. We got to the stage where he says this, and they don't even. Hegseth and Rubio don't even bat an eye. They don't even bat a fucking eye. It's like a complete nothing burger to them. It's just the same comments, but that is a little bit of a crazy quote. But I saw this, which is kind of crazy. I've been saying this for a while. I think that they're very clearly setting up Vice President Vance for failure publicly, right? He was the most anti-Middle East war. He says nothing the entire war, and then they send him to Pakistan for negotiation. The first time he's allowed to speak on the war, they send him to Pakistan for negotiations that everybody knows is going to fail, and then they bring him back. And they've just been they've been basically letting Marco Rubio aura farm super hard. And then they've been forcing Vance to get cooked. And I just saw this rumor. It's kind of interesting. It's like, rumblings on the street is that Vance got caught leaking something Trump didn't like. Something only Vance could have known. Just sort of wild rumor for someone I trust that works at JP Morgan. The buzz is that Trump has been exploring ways to force Vice President Vance out of office. He cannot fire him legally unless Vance resigns. The only way for him to be removed is to be impeached by the House with 2/3 Senate voting to remove. And then, if this is true, then Vance is the biggest pansy in the world for not getting the cabinet to 25th Amendment Trump, for not backstabbing him. This is an interesting one because it kind of feels true, man. Out as VP, no. I guess we should look at president winner 2028. Vance graph. Yeah, I mean, this thing was as high as... Let me turn my noties off. Sorry for that. This thing was as high as 31% in December. It's now 18% on Vance, which is crazy. Rubio, on the other hand, has got to be going up, I would imagine. Rubio is flying. This was as low as 2% in October, and it's now 13, which is kind of wild. So I don't know. I'm inclined to, I don't know what the implications of this, if anything, on the market. I don't really think it matters, and there's no real way to trade it other than poly market, which is a long dated trade. I don't really want to lock up money in that for 2 years, but it feels true that this is the case. I felt like once they sent him to Pakistan, it was just like an absolute. They're trying to make him look bad. Like they're not even trying to hide it as it relates to JD Vance. So thought it was relevant to call out. Other than that, on War and Oil, I don't really have much for you to cover. Oh, let's check it on Loracle as well. DDAP, send Loracle real quick. Here's an oil chart, daily, WTI, just such a brutal chart. Does anyone have a long short position open on oil at this stage? I have no interest in touching it. The only way I would touch it is short, and even that is just like asking to be blown up. That's not the best adjective verb I could have used there. Loracle, check in real quick. My girlfriend said you talk like a matcha girl. I do be fucking up some matcha. All-time IPNL in this account was $41 million a week ago. It's currently 13.4. Update is down 26 mil on the hype short, up 26K on Bitcoin short, up 100K on VVV, down 20K on NASDAQ 100, up 17K on lighter short, down 15 on Tesla, and then down $500 on his TON short. How much spot does he have? I don't know actually how to tell that. I don't know how to tell. I have no idea. But we'll come back. Oh, spot 67K. I don't know. One other thing on oil actually is Calvin, who still doesn't follow me, has been crashing out really hard. Maybe a bottom signal on oil. I don't exactly know. But he made a couple tweets. So he tweets so return, he's red 3.5. I think this is IBKR, down 4% basically in the last 3 months. Bet on the Strait of Hormuz closure, a black swan event they said could never happen because it would be so damaging to the global economy. Be correct, make no money. Markets have the sharpest rally in financial history. I think this is probably the single maximum pain trade you could have taken over the last 3 months is long oil, with the thesis that the Strait of Hormuz closing is a legitimate black swan, and it happens and you lose money. I mean, that is painful. I'm sorry. I know we like clown him a little bit and like, you know, death to bears, but this is so frustrating because I don't know. You can't really argue with the market. The market says you're wrong, but your thesis was correct. Your thesis was correct. And he's down money off this oil trade. It's unbelievable. I actually feel for the guy. Because everything, you know, is he wrong? I mean, objectively, yes, he's wrong. But he had a trade idea. I guess his expression was just wrong. I don't know. Like, he had a trade idea. He was very clear in what he believed and what he thought was going to happen. It happened exactly the way he predicted it was going to happen. Maybe a little bit less doomer, and he's down money. And stocks have the most aggressive, sharp rally in the history of the market at the same time. I mean, that is like a fuck you in your face, 2 middle fingers up type of rally that I don't know. I would take a break, I think, after this. I know he like said he was deleting Twitter and he was off for a day, he came back. I would take a break if I were Calvin in this spot. I mean, you got to feel for him. I don't even want to invite him back on the stream because I feel bad, really. And I know there's no sympathy in markets, but this is a tough one. Missed out on the most powerful market rally in history. Must now accept I've put my family in the permanent underclass. I'm like, damn. You know? Him and Rory Johnson, really. Rory Johnson, I don't know if this guy's made money. He was a great guest. I'm grateful he came on, but brutal spot to be in as an oil bull. I mean, brutal, man. He was so right. He was so right about what he thought was going to happen. He's making no money. The market is unforgiving, is what I've learned. It is fucking unforgiving. All right, let's check in on some stocks. Number one is Meta had a cool announcement today, which is that I don't know how much this matters. It seems to matter at least to the perspective of people want to buy this fucking thing. So Meta announces that they're getting into the AI subscription game. Meta's expanding paid subscriptions globally across Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, while also testing new AI creator and business plans under the quote Meta One brand. Consumer plans are expected to start around $2.99 and $3.99 per month. What is this like paid paywalled posting? Is that what this is? Like gated content is what this is? Meta's also testing AI subscription tiers at $7.99 and $19.99 per month, with the higher tier offering more capacity for complex prompts, deeper reasoning, and increased image and video generation. Looks like Zuck is deciding that his next core revenue stream will be subscriptions beyond advertising. Here's the Meta chart. You see the Robinhood rollout today? Yes, I did, actually. We're going to cover that next, and then we're going to have Nick Carter on. It pumped a decent amount. Really, like the chart looks pretty good. I must admit. It looks pretty good because it also is. I almost bought this today, but then I'm like, I don't even know anything about Meta. I guess I use it every day. I use Instagram. It's still 25% off of ATH, and it's been the most neglected mag, I guess, other than Microsoft. But I mean, let's see. Let's Google it. Meta AI subscriptions. Meta started testing AI subscription services, which cheapest plan is $7.99 a month. They charge. Okay, Meta plans to charge users for AI features for the first time as the company seeks a revenue stream for the AI era. I just saw you on TikTok feed. Hell yeah. Beyond advertisements. The subs will be for the Meta AI app and website and represent the latest move by Meta as it looks to compete with OpenAI, Anthropic, It's to give people who use Meta AI more to work with, more capacity, bigger complex requests. It'll be $7.99 a month. Premium tools, enhanced presence. I don't know. Are people going to use this? Like, I also think you get in this weird spot where you have subscription fatigue with the AI stuff. Like, how many subs are you going to pay? Like, how many different subscriptions can you really pay for if you are a regular consumer that's like works a regular job, doesn't make that much money? Like, I don't know how many can you really pay for, right? Like, I pay for everything, and I canceled GPT when I was using when I was using Anthropic. I don't even know why I canceled it, but I just did. Second thing that's crazy is in Bloomberg. Ryan Cohen tweet. Is it good? For some reason, I'm like over this. It's a Ryan Cohen thing. I'm kind of over it, the Ryan Cohen eBay thing. I would have liked to have seen it, but I'm kind of bored of it now. I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of bored of it. This is crazy, though. This is crazy. Okay. XFOB Silicon Foundries rises as much as 77% in Paris, triggering multiple volatility halts after the stock was mentioned in an X post by an account that has touted several European technology stocks have seen big rallies. X account Serenity. This is in Bloomberg. X account Serenity, which has more than 400,000 followers, said in a post that it had taken positions in the stock. The post has since attracted more than 250,000 views. Shares later pair gains to trade 45% higher. Stock entered its latest volatility halt at 12:23 p.m. CET data compiled by Bloomberg shows. Crazy, bro. XFAB, let's see. XFAB Silicon Foundries. Look at this fucking chart, bro. Insane. Now look, I'm just gonna say this thing is up 33% and it's worth $1 billion. This is like a 600 mil coin. That's probably pretty low float. 600 mil. that is small. That is tiny. I mean, I'm trying to think of a comp. Like, what's the market cap of Near? What's the market cap of Near? Near is worth $3 billion. Like, if GCR or somebody came out today and wrote a thesis on Near, this thing would it would 2x. I think it would snap 2x. It would snap 2x. It would. It really would. Maybe I'm wrong. How much would it pump if GCR came out with a thread about Near? In these conditions, yeah, it would snap 2x. I think it would snap like in a fucking second. And so I think the main reason you don't see a lot of this is it's just like a bad idea, bro. It's a bad idea. And I don't know. I think you can make a lot of money tailing these types of trades. But I felt like Chris Camillo had the best take on this. Which, first of all, is anyone in this or has anyone bought a Serenity show before? You got to give the guy credit. Motion is unparalleled right now. It's disgusting how much motion this guy has. So you got to give Serenity credit. The thing about it though, I think Chris Camillo makes a good point. I asked him about this because I asked him that he's always doing like social arbitrage about people online talking about products. But what about social arbitrage about people talking about tickers? And he basically was against it because the moves are so quick and happen so fast and are generally so short-lived on air that if you're not already positioned, you just chase it and you just get cooked every single time. You just get cooked. You just get cooked, you get cooked, you get cooked. And it's not based on any narrative, evolution, any change, anything in between, and you just get cooked. And I tend to agree, but I do think the era of like influencer coins or influencer stocks, it never gets smaller than it is right now. Similar to what happened in crypto, it can never get smaller than it is right now, right? Like the idea of like an Ansem coin back in the day. Now there's like Serenity coins. There's like Bubble Boy coins. And look, I'm not saying Bubble Boy is the reason Intel is worth $600 billion or even anywhere close. But I think these things do have an impact. And the era of like KOL coins in the stock market is definitely the smallest today that it will ever be, I think. And so, I don't know. This was a crazy announcement to see on my feed or screenshot to see. I saw Amit talking about it in the morning. Serenity account has unbelievable motion. Really, it does. This is Serenity if you don't know who it is. I mean, this account pisses me off because I hate the whole like, did you fade me anon bullshit. Like, I hate that so much. I hate it, bro. I hate it. Anyone that posts that, I hate it. It like gives me like a visceral reaction in my skin. It makes my skin crawl. I hate that. But you got to follow and you pretty much have to have noties on. It's kind of Airmass. Yeah, but Airmass just picks one coin, you know? Airmass just has one coin, which you can respect. There's one coin. And so it doesn't make it like difficult to follow. It's very like if you faded Airmass or you tailed Airmass, you had adequate time to do it, you know? That's what I think of the Airmass thing. Like he has one coin, the thesis doesn't change. It goes down, he's talking about it, it goes up, he's talking about it. There's no real like spread there of like trying to figure out Airmass. Okay, this is crazy too. Something I think we should start following a lot more on stream. Nokia, which is trading really well. Yeah, I mean it's up a fucking lot recently. Julian Petrus is the GOAT. Nokia is up like from August. That's not that hopeful. How about from March lows to where we are right now? Nokia is up like 100%, basically clean 2x. And I saw this, which is pretty wild. It's something we should follow more. You can't really do this in crypto. So May 25, this guy, let's actually follow him. This guy posts and says, Nokia insiders are buying stock even after its crazy rally. Nokia insider purchases in the last 30 days. The CEO bought 84,000 shares, totaling $1 million. April 28th, the board share T-Mo acquired 50,000 shares for $530K. And then May 25th, senior manager bought 32,000 shares for another 500K. And then this came on my feed today, which I liked. Yeah, Frank was, dude, I was at Frank's house like a year ago when Nokia announced a partnership with NVIDIA, and he was buying Nokia at $8.12 was his entry. I remember it very vividly. It's basically a clean 2X. I think that's right. Had this pump, this like, yeah, it was this. Yeah, it was this. It was this NVIDIA pump right here, look. It just took a while. 817 it went to, and it's fucking massive green candle, and then it's sort of just been up only since. And then this came out today, which is oh my god, it doesn't stop. Nokia chief development officer bought 70,000 shares for $1.1 million, which is a lot. They've been slamming these insider buys. They replied to it. And so I have this website, which is pretty cool. I can send it in the chat if you want. I don't know how quick they are to update this, but you can track like insider buys. So anyone who's like related to the company that buys, you can or buys or sells. Wait, let me see. How do I search tickers out here? Nokia. I don't actually know how to use it though. How do you track like out here? Damn, I don't know how to use it. I like looking at this feed, but I don't know how to use it. Ticker. I guess I could just like control F, but that's kind of gay. I'd like to see it all in one place. I actually built this on my site. The UI is way better than this. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Maybe I should have like actually figured out how to use it before. I figured this is the best one. But maybe we could do a Nokia deep dive at some point in the near future. But that was on my feed today. And then I guess we didn't look at South Korean index. Kospi was up another. Oh, that's weekly. Kospi was up another 2.25% on close, making a new all-time high in one of the most ridiculous charts I've ever seen. And the 2x SK Hynix ETF has grown AUM 10x this year. So the third biggest ETF in the market, accounting for 8.5% of all the assets. That's insane. It would be like an ETF in the US having 1.3 trillion, which doesn't exist. It also trades over $1 billion a day, which is the US equivalent of 150 billion, which has never happened. Unbelievable. This is why, by the way, and maybe I'm retarded for this thinking, I continue to just feel like the crypto spot is an interesting one. Because all volatility stocks, emerging markets, everything everywhere just like continues to rip. I just still feel like we have a good spot on our hands, and I'm not looking to dump my coins at the moment. And maybe I'm nuts for that. Seriously, maybe I'm nuts. But the market is still so unbelievably hot across all sectors. Across all sectors. It is a reason crypto isn't hot, and I really think it's a reason you should not be trading crypto after, other than maybe a couple spots. But I don't know, man. It makes me feel like no interest in selling my coins. Also, this is crazy. Update on Snowflake. This is definitely the trade of the day. Earnings and Amazon partnership has this thing up 35% after hours. It's a $60 billion stock. That is a monster move. But look, we have Nick Carter coming on in 5 minutes, who's going to be an incredible guest. He's going to be an incredible guest. Quantum, AI, AGI, everything in between. I'm going to get up real quick. I'm going to come back. We're going to have Nick Carter on for 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Some of the quantum stuff will be good. And then once he gets off, we have AI trading to talk about with Robinhood. We have Eli Lilly to talk about. We have mergers and acquisitions to talk about. And we're going to research some vintage wine. I'm calling the alcohol bottom, by the way, the cultural alcohol bottom. I'm calling it right now. Right here, right now. So if you're here for Nick and you're interested, twitch.tv/threadguy is where you should pull up. I'm going to get off. We'll be back in a couple minutes. He'll be in a few minutes, and we'll rip a little Nick Carter segment. BRB. Is anyone here a robo strategy holder? It's an interesting one. I want exposure to this robotic stuff, but I don't really know how to get it. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. I found it looks fancy, but just for that, I don't. Bot. Yeah, bot. He'll be able to speak about it for sure. I'm also trying to get Andrew Kang on pretty hard. Andrew Kang's like never done an interview other than DEUS better deal right now. I don't know what that is. DEUS. Balls deep in hype though. What's good, Charlie? DEUS is what? Deuce. The fuck is this? X Trackers Russell US multi-factor ETF. Yeah, I'm in contact with him. Oh, token DEUS. Come on, bro. It's a crypto token. Brother, we trade stocks on the NASDAQ. Is what we do. All right, he's gonna be here in a couple minutes. Let me take a look. Also, if you're watching on YouTube and Twitter and you would like to chat, that would be twitch.tv/threadguy, of course. This is Nick Carter. This is Nick Carter. He's kind of a gigabrain, by the way. If you're interested in the quantum stuff and you like to read, I would check out a lot of, I think it's Substacks in his bio. Yeah. He posts some pretty, I'm not gonna lie, he posts a lot of shit that is out of my pay grade to understand. Like, it just is. He posts a lot of shit that's out of my pay grade to understand. He has like 100 mil of core weave, right? Really? Where'd you get that from? Figure is the one Emit is in for robots. Yeah, by the way, he is in Figure. I saw him talking about that. I couldn't believe it. I'm always watching on X, and that comment you made always makes me want to switch to Twitch. What's the comment? What's good though, Burden? But he announced this. I actually, this is funny. I brought him on to talk about quantum. And he announced this today. I was like, okay, fuck that. We'll talk about fucking robo strategy. But breaking, Nick Carter signed with robo strategy as an independent director. What does that mean? Exactly. I don't exactly know what that means. Yeah, the surfer, Andrew Kang. I don't exactly know what this means, but he's involved in some capacity. And they're kind of building a monster here. I don't know. I'm a huge intern fan for Monad. I thought he crushed it over there. I don't know who this is. Humanoid Scott. Going Ballistic 5. I don't know who this is, to be honest. Or Mark Weinstein. I don't know who this is either, really. Andrew Kang, the MicroStrategy C-suite executive. But here's I don't know. It's interesting. I think that like the MNAV is weird on it, but yellow line is where Kang announced he's a CEO. That's what we have marked. It's 500 mil, bro. It's not that much. I don't know how much exposure they have to these names. 500 mil. All right, Luke. He's in the waiting room. What happened to my headphones? Let me mute audio and turn this down. He's in the waiting room. I'm a little bit actually no, I'm not anything. Let's get it. I'm ready for him. He's in the waiting room. But yeah, it's 500 mil, man. That is cheap. Jeez, 500 mil? This fucking what's Kevin Zoo doing is what I want to know. Where is this fellow? I had to unfollow. I'm sorry. I unfollowed and muted. He's in. Oh, that wasn't Luke. I unfollowed. I had to, guys. I had to. I'm sorry. Why'd you follow if you don't know him? Well, he was posting good stuff. At one point, he was posting good stuff. He was posting good stuff at one point, but that has unfortunately. Oh, he's all in HLIT. Okay. I just like once you start doing this is like remember when Tom Lee started doing started posting TA on ETH, that was the moment where you're like, oh man, this is probably cooked. I have never seen Michael Saylor ever draw the line on the Bitcoin chart. Once you get there, it's like a weird spot. Luke, is he ready? I'm good right now. I'll hop in right now. Let me just quote you that I'm live. Yeah. Live with Nick Carter. All right, cool. I'll jump in right now. All right. If you are, what is this headline? Senior CIA official was arrested by the FBI last week after investigators found hundreds of gold bars with over 40 million stashed in his Virginia residence. It's always Virginia, man. It's always my hometown. All right. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. We got Nick Carter coming on right now. The GOAT. Talk quantum, talk robo strategy, talk everything in between. I'm excited. Nick Carter, let me just pull this up. You're good to go? All right, cool. And he got the quote tweet. Shout out to Nick Carter, man. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let me lock in. Let me get my, I got some questions for him. All right. 1 second, guys. Yo, yo, yo.
Hello, Mr. Thread Guy.
Mr. Nick Carter, it's an absolute pleasure, man. I appreciate you joining.
Of course. What should I call you?
Call me Michael. We can be first name
Mike?
basis.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do Mike.
I didn't know your name until just now.
Well, it's great to meet you, man, officially. By the way, congratulations on being received.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
That was sick.
Exciting.
That was cool to see. Also, I know you are, or at least you claim to be semi-retired from the podcast circuit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've seen you on a bunch recently, so I don't know.
I know. It's a very active retirement. No, but I am. This is a very rare exception for me. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick, I'm honored. Also, it's a funny day. Like, I guess it's a special day that I wasn't planning on talking about robotics, but I figure why not start there? I have the announcement up right here. RoboStrategy, which we've been talking about a bunch. Breaking, Nick Carter has signed with RoboStrategy as an independent director. So, yeah, congratulations on that. What does that mean? And maybe give us like a super quick high level on like what you've been doing over the last couple months here.
Yeah, so I'm somewhat limited in what I can say.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but as you might imagine, it's a public company, so it's the first public company I'm on the board of. Independent director just means I'm on the board. It's my job to be a second pair of eyes on management, make sure everything's happening in orderly fashion. I'm on a lot of boards already. This is the first public one. This is the first one that doesn't have anything to do with Castle Island. So this is a non-Castle Island position. But, in the course of my ordinary life, I'm on boards all the time. RoboStrategy is a closed-end fund that holds stakes in robotics companies, typically private, and they just listed, so it's a new entity. And the idea is it's simple. It's ordinary retail investors can't really access private robotics firms at the moment. I mean, there are some public names, right? Tesla is doing a ton of robotics stuff, of course. So that's the concept. I've known the Mechanism Capital guys, Andrew Kang, Mark Weinstein, really well for the last few years. And they asked me to join the board. And I thought it'd be a really fun new challenge. And, not a sector I've been that engaged in. I mean, I do tons of AI stuff, but not a lot of robotics stuff. So I thought it'd be a great learning opportunity. I'm not going to claim to be a robotics expert, not my expertise. But I thought it'd be super fun. So here we are.
What do you think about Kang obviously has a huge platform and people have been talking robotics for a while. There's now a way to get exposure, but generally speaking, there's not a very good way to get exposure to these things in public markets. What is your thought process on the general trend of companies just staying private forever and what happens to the evolution of that?
I think it's really a huge shame, frankly. I mean, it really disadvantages retail investors.
Yeah.
Companies used to go public early, really early. Like some of the biggest tech companies that exist now, they offered public investors 1000x upside after
crazy.
being public.
It's so
you know,
crazy.
and it just doesn't happen anymore. And I think it's because from a regulatory perspective, it's much harder to be public. It's, you know, you're just exposed to so much more litigation and harassment. And it's just more expensive to be public. And so nobody wants to. And you get these horrible situations with, you know, like these triple IPOs we have now, Anthropic, OpenAI, and SpaceX. These are all trillion plus.
So
like,
so cooked.
All of the appreciation is baked in. So, you know, the public is like a dumping ground for these names. It's really sad. And I don't think that's how, you know, securities markets should be. I mean, it's like, I understand that there's a lot of late stage private equity, private capital that's available for these companies, but it shouldn't be like that. So hopefully that changes. But I think we just have to make it easier to be public.
I had this thought on it, which is like, I haven't thought about that much, but because all of these companies are staying private for so long, public wants exposure. These SPV type of vehicles start getting really hot, RoboStrategy-esque. There's been a lot of Anthropic sort of holding companies that have got super popular. And then eventually retail's like, fuck that. I don't want to pay the, you know, crazy MNAV premium on these SPVs. We're just going to buy like pre-IPO perps on Hyperliquid. It's a little bit like a step forward. And then because everything is trading pre-IPO on Hyperliquid or one of these perp platforms, the companies are like, well, all right, let's just go public earlier.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I mean, I would caution people with regards to the tokenized equity. You know, make sure you know what you're buying, right?
Of course.
Like we saw what happened with the Anthropic tokens that had like a big dislocation, right? But I do like that trend actually. I mean, it's like people like use financial inclusion as a buzzword, but like, yeah, these SPVs were a nightmare, a huge nightmare. You know, I mean, you know, triple layer SPVs, the fee structure means you're just not getting the appreciation, and it just creates this like shadowy broker world that's like hard to navigate, and people get ripped off constantly. That's only meant to be available for accrediteds, but no one checks. That's the truth of it, of course.
Nobody checks out. That never made a lot of sense to me, by the way, this accredited investor thing. It was first proposed to me as this scary credential that you have to get. And then, I don't know, I invested in something way back. I just like told them I was accredited, and it was like, okay.
Yeah, I've made probably 50 angel investments, give or take, and maybe more actually. And I've had to prove that I was accredited once and self-attested every other time. So it's like a dirty secret, but it kind of still keeps retail out because people are scared. They don't want to, you know, break the rules, which I'm not encouraging anyone to break the rules, to be clear. But yeah, the system is like kind of corrupt and messed up and degenerating.
I'm also not encouraged. I just folded under zero pressure right there. So I'm not encouraging anybody else as well. But okay, I want to ask you about, we'll get to the quantum stuff. I want to ask you about some AGI stuff, AI stuff, but what are you spending most of your time doing right now? Like you have the fund, you're on the board of quite a few companies now. Like how much of your time is spent thinking about crypto versus thinking about quantum versus thinking about AI, AGI versus like some of these other things?
Yeah, I mean, you know, my day job is still crypto. You know, we're still very actively deploying Castle Island. So it's still, you know, most of my time is like stable coins. It's just maybe not the sexiest thing to write about. But that's what I actually spend my time doing. And then, you know, in my free time, I'm obsessed with AI, as I should hope everybody would be, you know, and not just like using AI and vibe coding like little things here and there, but like really pondering, you know, like where's the market go from here? Like what happens to the broader economy? Like, are we in this permanent K-shaped AI world? Like, is the job apocalypse really happening? I mean, these are the things that I spend time obsessing about. But yeah, I mean, you know, most of my time, you know, Monday through Friday is crypto. I mean, people think there's like no crypto deals to go. That's not true. There's plenty of deals. You know, it's just that maybe it's not as exciting. It doesn't grip people's attention. And then quantum is a subset of crypto. So I bucket quantum under crypto.
So on the AI thing, like where do you think it goes from here? You gotta have an interesting take on AGI existing right now. And Mark Andreessen quotes you every day about it, which is fun to read. Can you like rehash that take a little bit, maybe from the perspective of where do you see the trend like going from here? How far we are into the J curve, like escape velocity?
Yeah, I think the reason people were unwilling to acknowledge that maybe AGI exists is because they thought that it would be this kind of seminal moment. Like these letters would flash in the sky, like AGI achieved, and then we would have super intelligence, and maybe in the bad case, we would have like a malevolent super intelligence, or in the good case, we would have the singularity. People thought that would follow from AGI because they read too much like rationalist science fiction, in my opinion. And then, in my opinion, we got AGI in December of last year. That's AGI date. So that happened.
And what was the cross movement for you? It's like Claude Code?
Yeah, like just like better models. And if you look at the data around corporate adoption of AI, it just inflected specifically in the fall of last year, right? So I think that's AGI. You know, like basically these models are good enough to do most white collar tasks, in my opinion. So we have AGI, we've had AGI, and the world is unchanged. And so I think people are disappointed by that, so they don't want to admit it. And then also I think people think AGI connotes that humans are like worth less now, or that like AGI means we have to imbue AI with morality or some kind of special moral status. I don't think that's true. I think we can just describe the intelligence of these models as, yeah, it is generally intelligent across a huge variety of tasks without there being any moral, you know, or deep philosophical consequences to that label. So that's my view. We have AGI. It's not that interesting that we have it, but I think it's appropriate to say we have it.
Are you underwhelmed by the oncoming of AGI? Like, are you disappointed when you decided, okay, I'm gonna now call this thing AGI, and it's not what I thought it was gonna look like 3 years ago?
No, because I was never like one of those rationalists thinking, you know, like you read AI 2027, presumably.
Yeah, of course.
You know, they thought, you know, the models are going to take over, and I mean, maybe it could still happen. It's only 2026, so they have a year for this to play out.
We have some time.
So, you know, like you have the Yudkowsky and rationalists that think it's just going to murder everyone, and then you have some other rationalists that are like, yeah, they're going to bargain with nation states and seize power and deceive governments, and you know, all these dystopian. I never really thought AI was going to do that. I thought it was going to be great. And I've been using LLMs since before ChatGPT came out, right? Like,
what were you using before ChatGPT?
Like GPT-2. They were interfaces. So, like, I was an investor in CoreWeave, and they would always tell me, like, hey, like, this app is hammering our servers. And one of the first apps I used, which was an LLM app, was AI Dungeon. Did you ever hear about this?
I don't know what that is.
So it was like a text-based, it sounds quaint now. This is in 2019. It was a text-based video game where like, you know, it was like playing Dungeons and Dragons. So, you know, a scenario would present itself and you'd say, yeah, like I'm, you know, whatever, I kill the elf, or like, you know, eat the mushroom. Then like stuff happens, and like, I was like fascinated by this. I'm like, oh my God, this technology is incredible. Like, of course, now looking back on that, it's like, well, that's incredibly mundane.
Fair.
But
at the time, though,
in 2019, I was like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. So I'm very impressed with AI. I just never thought it would be the apocalypse. And I think reality is bearing that out.
Side note, but how did you become an early investor in CoreWeave?
You know,
That's
just
a thinker right there. Oh my God.
It's been an insane journey. That was my first angel investment.
That was your first angel investment, was CoreWeave?
First.
At what val?
The first time they raised capital. So it was like, that round was, I think, a 30 million post money. Yeah, so it's like completely insane, ballistic, and through them I was just able to like see what applications were getting popular. But yeah, how did I met them because I was posting on Reddit about like proof of work, because I was really obsessed with proof of work and Ethereum, and I was pro Ethereum staying on proof of work, and they started out mining Ethereum, so we had the same attitude in that debate. Through that, we became friends. I became friends with Brandon and Brian, and then when they raised, they never raised VC. They only raised from angels and family offices. And so I had the chance to invest, and a couple of years passed. I'm like, this company's going out of business for sure, because Ethereum pivoted away from proof of work.
Yeah.
And so that for a time, it was like, well, okay, we have all these GPUs, like who are we going to sell it to? And then AI inflected, like if Ethereum had waited another year, they would have been out of business. So the timing was just unbelievable that AI became a thing, right as Ethereum did the proof of stake transition.
Wow. That GG. That's an incredible story. You know what's funny is like you're definitely in the minority of people on the internet that's so close and I think has a understanding of AI that is not terrified of it or kind of not panicking, but not, I don't know, underwhelmed. Is that a fair take? Like, what do you think of the Citrini article of K-shape, but also like mass layoffs of everything, AI-induced deflation that's going to fuck the economy because AI is too good?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say I'm whelmed. I'm adequately whelmed.
I'm whelmed.
You know, like, not over, I'm not, I mean, I love AI. I talk to Claude for 8 hours a day, right? I have been concerned about job loss because most of these white collar jobs are fake, right? I mean, what do the 5,000 people who work at DocuSign do? What do they do every day?
They
go to the office.
Question.
They do
what
something.
do they do? Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
I mean, even my job as a VC, I perceive it to be under threat. So yeah, I certainly think that, you know, I don't know, 30% of white collar jobs are at risk imminently. And then I just don't understand the optimism around people like, well, we'll just retrain. Everyone will retrain. When has that ever worked? Have we ever retrained coal miners to be software engineers? No, that didn't happen. And people will say, well, you know, we're going to create new jobs. What new jobs? We're talking about the automation of all cognitive tasks. So what's left? Like a massage therapist, a theater actor? Like those are the only, like a dog walker? Those are the only ones I can think of.
And even actor is like, you know, AI video.
Hollywood actor is screwed. It has to be a live performance, you know? So I actually do somewhat align with the Citrini angle. I mean, is everyone going to be supervising agents? Everyone? Like customer service reps and, you know, people that work in like retail associates or accountants or junior lawyers, you know, paralegals. Like, are they all going to supervise agents? I don't know. I find that hard to believe. So I think the displacement will be huge. I think the one gating factor is what Mark Andreessen talks about, which is regulation. So like probably all of these highly politically engaged blocks, like doctors, lawyers, white collar professionals, will just ask the government, you have to ban the use of AI in our profession.
This is picking up a lot of steam, I feel like, by the way. Also,
yeah.
I know, obviously, you watch those commencement speeches where, you know, they mention AI, the college graduation, everyone's booing. Like, it's starting to really, I would imagine 2028, this is going to be a huge political discussion over what do we do with AI. And, like, there'll be, you know, anti-AI candidates that will get a lot of traction.
100%. I mean, it'll be the biggest political movement. So like it all goes hand in hand, like this resurgent socialism that we see in response to like the capital owning class doing exceptionally well. Like that will also be intensified by this fear. You know, people that went to expensive schools and got nothing out of it, they wanted to be creatives or get white collar jobs. That's not going to exist. They will all go, my guess, hard left. So you get the socialist movement. Meanwhile, you have like very politically legible groups, you know, like white collar elite urban professionals. They're going to their congressman saying, you have to stop this. Meanwhile, you have maybe it's the working class. They see the data center springing up in their town. They hate it. You know, the environmentalists hate it. So you get this big coalition of people that are incentivized and genuinely fearful of AI. So the diffusion will slow. So that might be the thing that saves the jobs, even though it's not the most efficient outcome.
I just, you know, I understand the anti-AI rally. And I think, you're like, I asked the chat yesterday on in Twitch, I'm like, you know, 1 to 10, how afraid of you are AI? And everyone's like 0. And I think it's just like, we live in a bubble where people here, they trade and they are so close to these things, they understand it. Most of the world does not. But I just kind of like scoff when I see banning of AI because it's like, you can't do it. You could slow it and you can like abolish it in pockets and you can set up walls to slow it down. But at the end of the day, there's like a larger game here, at least in my head. You might think of it differently, like China, USA race to super intelligence, and I don't know, how do you stop that as the overarching priority? Because like some group of people in Virginia, my hometown, which we'll talk about, are like upset about a data center build out.
Oh, Virginia's ground zero for this stuff. You know,
By the way, I'm from Ashburn, Virginia. It's the data center capital of the world. For the last 10 years, my whole hometown is just these massive data centers. And I didn't understand like what is happening here until relatively recently, last couple of years. Like, oh, that's what's happening here. But we could talk about Virginia after.
Well, does the water still flow out of the tap, or
it looks good too? I saw that.
Clear.
It's clear, man. I could call my mom, but it's clear,
like,
dude.
The lights still turn on.
Everything works. Like a little bit more expensive, but everything works.
Yeah, I mean, Virginia is a great case study, though. 25% of Virginia's electricity is going to data centers, right? 25%.
That's crazy.
So that's the number one in the nation. The electricity prices went up a little bit, not a lot. I looked into it recently. I was doing a state-by-state analysis. There was a big capacity auction in PJM, which is the ISO, but it's mostly like Maryland that's upset about it because they don't get the economic benefit of the data centers, but they pay the price for the higher power prices. They're still exposed to it. With Virginia, in theory, if lots of data centers come in, you might pay lower property taxes. I keep on trying to explain this to people, but
interesting.
They don't really see that as, I don't know, they don't really seem to appreciate that, but if there are tons of data centers coming in, most likely they'll be covering the municipal services. And so your property taxes in some jurisdictions are going down. But maybe people don't like that as a trade. Maybe it's not good enough.
I mean, if you flatline, it feels like a reasonably fair trade.
Yeah, but electricity prices will go up for sure. They've gone up by about 5% was what I saw in Virginia. So, but mostly it's an inflation story rather than an AI story.
You know, we did some covering on stream of like the Luddite era and like how that ended. And I mean, they basically just like killed them all.
Did they?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right. Like this is how it ended in the Industrial Revolution. They became too much of a problem. They just killed them all basically. I don't know. What is the blow off the top on data center protests, build outs?
I think blue states just won't have data centers, basically.
Really?
I mean, they kind of already don't because they didn't want to build the grid improvements that meant the power was cheap. And the things that make power expensive are the same things that make it hard to build a data center, which is like tough permitting, like zoning laws that discourage big build outs, very strong property rights. Environmental NGOs are really well organized. So you already don't see that many data centers in blue states. And power is more expensive, typically. Not everywhere, not always, but generally speaking. So now you see, like, the top data center states are Virginia, which is a blue state.
Yeah.
Maybe purple. Maybe it's blue now.
Yeah, it swings every once in a while.
It's a 5-point blue state. Yeah. Texas, Iowa, believe it or not, Nebraska, Nevada is a big data center state. And so it's not always, but it's often red states where there's plenty of land, it's rural, there's big industrial lots available. There was until recently, overcapacity of power, especially in Texas. You had pockets of the state with tons and tons of cheap power. So I think it'll just bifurcate, that'll be like the pro-growth states and the degrowth states. And the data centers will just go in the pro-growth states. And, I think maybe people will still complain at the local level, but I think that's just how it's going to go.
What happens to the U.S. if in 2028, like, socialism wins the election?
I mean, I think you're going to see this regardless, actually. You'll see certain loopholes get abolished, like loopholes that I benefit from. I don't like to call them loopholes. I just,
knowing the rule book.
Quirks of the tax code.
There we go.
That are advantageous for the likes of me. QSBS, the carried interest, quote unquote, loophole. I don't call it a loophole. I don't like the, negative, the pejorative term.
Let's ban that word from this convo, yeah.
Maybe even short-term, long-term capital gains.
That's brutal.
Gets hiked. So I think
that's fucking brutal.
Because you'll see, like, these 3 IPOs hit, and then you have hundreds of centimillionaires, like, come to exist instantly. I mean, it's like, already we're seeing it with, this insane rally we're seeing in public equities. Like, the people that own capital are doing tremendously well, and labor is not doing well. And this was very foreseeable. Like, what is the biggest expense for any corporation? It's labor. Okay, so the value of labor is declining. The earnings per share, we're seeing a massive EPS rally.
Crazy.
So capital does great, labor does bad. White collar labor, wage earning professions does even worse. I mean, that's just going to cause problems no matter what, whether it's Vance or Rubio or AOC or Newsom. I think even in the case of a Republican president, you'll see some attempt to like rebalance. So I think we're gonna get this no matter what.
Before I ask you about quantum, it's your favorite topic ever. What do you think happens with AI, but then AI fueled like the market basically over rest of Trump admin? Like, do we just blow off into the most ridiculous bubble that the market's ever seen into 2028?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like a big time bull. I would say I'm an AI bull for sure. I know everybody is, but even when everybody said it was the CapEx bubble, I was bullish. Maybe it was self-serving because I own just tons of these AI data center stocks and neocloud.
What do you like? AI data center stocks?
I mean, I still own most of my CoreWeave position from, I don't know, 8 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been in that trade the whole time. I've dealt with a lot of FUD, I'll tell you that. Dealt with a lot of FUD. My other biggest holdings right now, these are not endorsements or inducements to buy, but I own all of the big data centers that are doing AI. So like TeraWulf and Cypher, those kinds of names. Iron.
Iron had a good day today.
What's that?
I said Iron had a good day today.
They all did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was one of the first people to copy trade Leo Aschenbrenner as well. I think I might have been the first person to like tweet about it. Like, I'm copy trading this man.
And why?
Because I really liked what he wrote, situational awareness. I thought it was incredible.
Yeah.
I think it's still the best thing that's been written about AI. And then he bought a ton of CoreWeave. So I'm like, well, I fucking love this guy. He bought like $400 million of CoreWeave right off the bat. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's incredible. And then he just kept on putting interesting names in his portfolio. I kept on buying them. So I owned like basically his portfolio. I disavow what he's done lately as his latest.
It's what the fuck was that, by the way?
I don't know. I
Just
think maybe
shitcoins in his port. What was that?
I think he was tactically hedging during the Iran war. Is my most generous interpretation. I think all the puts and the hedges it was an Iran thing.
Yeah, that's the problem with the 13F, right? Is you're so delayed that you don't really. You also can't. With the notional value of the options is weird. Like, you don't really.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really copy trade someone by reading a 13F.
Yeah.
But you can get good trade ideas. But yeah, there's like so much latency in there. It's like whatever, 2-3 months of latency.
3 months. It's like, what am I doing in 3 months?
He might be out of the position, and also you don't see a lot of synthetics and offshore and derivatives. So like, if he's buy swaps or, derivatives, bilateral, like, you don't see that. So you don't ever really know.
Okay, you went on the Delphi podcast like 4 months ago, maybe. It was a good one.
Tommy.
And with Tommy, it was IRL too. I like. What were the shoes?
Oh yeah, Blue Scarpa.
Yeah, I was into
that. I'm like the biggest customer of this.
I heard. And the first thing he asked you on the podcast to level set was, I think it was 4 months ago. Have you sold any Bitcoin? And you said no. We're 4 months after that. That was pre-Google paper, I think. Pre-Google quantum paper. Have you sold any Bitcoin?
No, still no.
Okay.
Still no. I know this is like there's a lot of rage quits happening. Seeing rage quits on the TL. Some old timers, some real old timers.
What's your entry on Bitcoin? Like,
I don't know if I want to say.
Okay. But it's like 2017 era, right? Is when you started?
Yeah, I mean, I started posting on Twitter about it in
Okay.
2017. Yeah.
The second question he asked you, just a level set, was, I think, this is pre-Google quantum paper, percentage chance that quantum breaks Bitcoin encryption by 2035, and you said 70 to 80%.
Oh yeah, that was a good guess. Probably a little bit higher today.
A little bit higher?
Yeah, I would say closer to 90. I'm pretty sure it'll happen.
90 is high. Yeah. I know you love when people ask you what is quantum computing, so I'll skip that one. Your favorite question, unfortunately. And I do want to ask something. I think you had an opposite take on Delphi as you did on Bankless, but I wrote this one down. You sort of like proposed on the Bankless podcast that quantum is a significant threat to the high performance chains like Solana. And I'm curious, like, could you like walk us through a little bit what the risks are to like a Solana, but then really a Hyperliquid, which I think would be the most nuclear thing that could happen to crypto at this stage?
Yeah, I don't know as much about how the infrastructure, the cryptographic like primitives of Hyperliquid. So I couldn't tell you there specifically.
Cool.
But
Solana,
high performance.
though.
So yeah, so Solana, you know, basically every blockchain uses some variant of elliptic curves, right? They were the unquestioned most efficient, best way to do public key cryptography for the last 30 years. That was a golden age of cryptography. It's now ending.
Damn.
It's unfortunate. So now we have to like go for all these kind of slightly less tested or much more inefficient schemes. And it's just a nightmare. There's going to be all these competing standards, new cryptography that we don't trust, old hash-based cryptography that we do trust, but it's way too big and way too clunky. Yeah. So it's going to be tricky for Solana because they're highly optimized around, they have some like variant of elliptic curves. It's like ED something or other, a bunch of numbers. So, you know, they're optimized like the hardware level. They also, their whole, the whole concept of Solana is that there's a ton of throughput.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're super optimized around like their stack. And that's all going to have to be rebuilt. It's all going to have to be rebuilt. So it's not that they can't survive the transition. And they've actually been very proactive. To their credit, I see Solana leadership talking about it. They've been very proactive about it. They acknowledge the transition will happen. It's just going to be a really annoying rebuild for them. And when it's all said and done, maybe they're using a lattice-based cryptography. If I had to guess, that's what they will do. But it's going to be slower. So their throughput might go down. And that's kind of like the whole point of Solana is the throughput, you know. So I think that's the issue, is a performance degradation.
Thank you for that. This might like offend you as a Bitcoin OG, but I didn't fully even understand the Bitcoin developer ecosystem like really even existed. I had Hunter Beast on the stream, who I know you've talked to. Yeah, he's nuts. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to him. I think I had him on maybe 6 months ago when he was pushing his BIP, and 360 was it?
Yeah, 360. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean he's a character. He's a good stream. He's a good like yearly stream guest for sure. And he was like the first time I had really been introduced to like the idea of Bitcoin core devs. And I heard you talking about on one of the pods that there's been 2 upgrades to Bitcoin in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like what exactly goes on in what is the scene of the Bitcoin core dev community? Like what's going on there?
Great question. I mean, I have to kind of restrain myself here because they've all been very mean to me lately. Yeah. Almost all the core devs, but I'll be charitable. Not a lot of major things happen. They kind of, you know, do tests and like incremental updates of, you know, Bitcoin core software itself and stuff about networking and mempool policy. Like I would say very incremental stuff. The major things that have happened the last 10 years are SegWit, of course, Lightning, and Taproot.
Yes.
And that was it. You know, SegWit in 2017, Taproot in 2021. And both of those were very hard to get through. Very hard. Even though they were sort of not that controversial. You know, back in the day, we used to have soft forks every 6 months and it was easy. It's kind of like how Ethereum does it. Now, we don't even know who matters in Bitcoin Core. A lot of these guys retired because of Craig Wright and they were being criticized and they were being sued by Craig Wright. So a lot of them retired. Then some of them unretired. And they already tried to keep it really vague as far as who's in control because they didn't want people yelling at them. And now it's very hard to tell who's in power, who has influence. So there are like, I don't know, 30 to 50 people that matter, but none of them want to self-identify. You know, they never want to say, I'm the guy who matters because they don't want to be targeted, basically. So it's a really tough, like even me as like a very long time Bitcoiner who cares a lot about this, It's even hard for me to determine, this guy matters.
Is that like a pro of Bitcoin that they're not really supposed to be fucking with the code base and updates, and it's like better for Bitcoin if it's harder to push stuff through and figure out who's able to do what?
To a certain degree, but it's certainly not good in a crisis situation,
Yes,
which I would argue, and it
true.
is not good if you want to be proactive and head off a future crisis where people disagree of the probabilities of the risk. That's where we are. Yeah. You have to be proactive if you are like me and you think this is going to happen in 10 years. You got to do it now. But we don't have enough data to know for sure you have to do it now. So the more, like sort of risk averse guys could say, well, I'm not seeing the data. I don't see a quantum computer imminently breaking Bitcoin. That's true. Yeah. No one sees that. But my perspective is, well, someone has to kind of be bold and proactive and take the reins and push through the upgrade no matter what, because we're not going to get enough notice if we wait until. But you can't. Bitcoin core development philosophy doesn't, permit boldness really. So it's set up wrong for a situation like this.
Okay, so let's. I'll skip all the like intricacies of how does quantum work, what does it mean, and I'm more curious on what it would take to get an upgrade through. It's like a question for you is Michael Saylor like? Will Michael Saylor have to be the one to coordinate a Bitcoin update, and then who is even in a position to coordinate a Bitcoin update? Like you've written a bunch of stuff, you've been very vocal on Twitter. Let's say everyone unanimously is like, Nick Carter is right. This quantum thing is real. One of this set of updates is the thing that's going to protect Bitcoin. We need to push this through. What happens after that? Like, who takes the reins of this thing and spearheads?
It's a great question, honestly. Most Bitcoin devs do agree that Bitcoin has to upgrade. So that's actually changed a lot in the last 6 months. Since I started talking about it to today,
really?
Like basically everyone agrees that something has to be done.
Whoa.
What they do not agree on is how we're going to do it, which hash function, how soon we have to do it. Do we do anything about Satoshi's coins or not? So we don't agree on a lot of it, but the one thing we kind of do agree on, I would say, across the board is, yeah, we probably have to upgrade eventually. How does it happen? I think in practice, if like 5 guys went on the Bitcoin mailing list, the ones that really matter, like Peter Willa, Greg Maxwell claims to not be involved, but I think people still trust him. But he got very upset with me when I wrote an article about him and I said he was influential. He was like, no, I'm retired. But see, this is like what I'm dealing with every day.
Yeah.
It's like guy his opinions matter, but he's retired.
He's acting like he has nothing to do with it. Yeah.
Do we count him or not? I don't know. Adam Back, the chain code guys, Morcos, the local host guys, the MIT DCI guys, the Blockstream guys, if they all posted on the mailing list and said, we need to do this, I think it could happen pretty quickly. We would have to agree on a hash function or, a signature scheme. There's a lot of different trade-offs. And then like an upgrade approach. Are we going to deprecate elliptic curves immediately? Are we going to have a parallel situation where they still run, but we have a new post-quantum scheme running? So those implementation details would have to be decided. But if you got the most important guys to all post, we need to do this, I think it would come together pretty quickly.
One of the things you said in this interview that made me really think is I had never considered is like the remaining influential figures, the KOLs of Bitcoin, if you will, have made it this far by completely ignoring every problem Bitcoin has ever had. That's like how you made it this far. And if at any point you capitulate, you're out and you're done. If at any point you are panicking about Bitcoin FUD, you have not made it. And so the only ones that have gotten this far have been like, fuck that, doesn't matter, I'm ignoring it. And it's uniquely positioned for a black swan, the people that have influence amongst Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm agreeing with myself, but I completely...
It's a good take. I've never heard it. It's a good take.
Yeah, the system is adaptive, and it has in this evolutionary way selected for the non-skeptics, because if at any point you were swayed by FUD, you were out, whether it's the energy FUD or, I say FUD, but whatever.
Yeah.
The energy FUD or the mining centralization FUD or the China controls FUD or the corporate takeover FUD, if at any point you're swayed by that, you're out. So the only guys left are the guys who are like, no, everything's amazing. I call it Panglossianism. It's just like, yeah, we live in the best of all worlds. Bitcoin's great. Nothing bad will ever happen. We don't need to change it. We don't need to fight off altcoins. It's just perfect. And that's unfortunately we're not well adapted to face imminent risks, since that's the average view.
Another thought on it that is kind of scary as someone that has not just like I've like read Quantum Flight, but I understand it, super surface level compared to you, who probably surface level compared to like people working on this stuff. Maybe not. I didn't mean that as a shot.
No, it's true.
Sounded
That's
a little
true.
like offensive when it came out of my mouth.
There's levels to this.
Yeah, I
game.
didn't mean
There's
it as like a
levels to this.
dig at all. I was just trying to make a point. But you said this, that there will be no significant prior notice that like, okay, we've cracked it. It's sort of similar to the AGI thing, which there wasn't this bottle service billboard of like, we've achieved AGI. It's sort of just like it happens, and I would imagine the quantum thing would be like more secretive behind closed doors. I think you mentioned that you felt like that Google paper was our prior notice. Do you think it was received that way from the general public?
No, but if you read the Google paper, they say that in the paper. I mean, I can't expect everyone to read the Google paper, but it was actually pretty accessibly written. It was long. There was a part where they say, you probably, because of how these computers are built, it's more likely to be a threshold model with progress. So like one day it looks like the computer's worthless. The next day it can crack cryptography. Because basically like once we figure out the scaling model and error correction, this is their assessment. We'll probably be able to scale it pretty quickly. That implies we're not going to get this gradual slope. And this is like a very seductive idea in the Bitcoin community. Why don't we just wait till like the computers are better, but not great? We're probably not going to get this gradual slope of like 100 qubits, 1,000 qubits, whatever. If actually we're at 1,000 logical qubits, it's over. So, 6 qubits, 12 qubits, 30, whatever.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to get that. Also, these results are being censored. We're not getting the full scientific state of the art is not available to us, the general public. The U.S. government knows, and China knows. You and I, do not know. The Google paper was partly censored, right? They didn't share their full circuit.
So you said this thing about the atomic bomb, which I've been just like talking about all day, that 1939, they decided it's too dangerous to publish more secrets, and they obviously got there. That was wild to me. I'd never heard that before.
Yeah. So we theoretically proved fission was possible in 39. The scientists were like, oh my God, we can't publish anything more. For 2 or 3 years, they self-censored. Then the Manhattan Project started, and they were explicitly censored. So we're in that pre-Manhattan Project period now. It will happen, because if you have a quantum computer, you don't want to tell the world you have one. You want your enemy, your adversary, to keep publishing encrypted data that you can decrypt, right? You are not going to want to tip your hand. So Q-Day may happen, and we don't find out for 5 years or 10 years. Right?
Whoa.
When the U.S. government developed the SR-71, right, the greatest fighter plane ever developed, did they publish the front page article in the newspaper saying, we have this plane and the flight envelope is 80,000 feet and it can fly a Mach 3.5 and it's made out of titanium and, it spies on the Soviet Union? No. Like 10 people knew we had the plane while it was operational, right? For a decade, no one knew we had it. So we're not going to go around advertising that we have a quantum computer. What's the point of a quantum computer? To spy on China. That's the main point of it. We're not going to tell China that we have one. China might be able to guess. They might infer. But we are not going to tell them. So the government is not going to give the Bitcoiners a heads up either. One day, if we are not prepared, some of the coins will just start to move. That will be our warning. That'll be a pretty bad day if we're not ready.
Also, I'm going to misinterpret this, but you because I don't fully understand how they work, but quantum computers could have already cracked the Satoshi coins and be in control of them right now, and you wouldn't know until they like published that. Like, how does that work? Because it could have already happened in theory.
It could have. It
probably didn't. Yeah.
But it could have. So this is how it's gonna go. I'll tell you how it's gonna go. someone's going to build a quantum computer. Hopefully, it's us.
It's us.
America, not China. It's probably going to be either the U.S. or China. Do we think France is going to do it? They could, but they probably won't.
They launched a $1 billion fund, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Actually, I'm being mean to France. France actually has a lot of.
They're not
quantum
doing it.
innovation.
You're good.
The Europeans are surprisingly good at quantum. Believe it or not, that's the one domain.
They needed something, right?
Yeah, they can have that.
Yeah.
Probably it's a U.S. based company or it's China. They will recover. They will recover the Satoshi coins because the public keys are published. They're on the ledger. They can't be unpublished. They're out there on the Bitcoin node, right? Anybody can read them. There's 35,000 of them, right? Addresses with 50 Bitcoin each. So those are the Satoshi coins. They're sitting in 35,000 Coinbase, not Coinbase the company, but Coinbase the output type. Lots of 50 BTC each. You can, if you have a sufficiently good quantum computer, you need 1,000 logical qubits, give or take. You can reverse engineer the private key from all those public keys. Yes. Now you have a list of 35,000 private keys. With that, you can, publish eventually whenever you want those transactions actually claiming the Bitcoin. But so you can do all the hard work, which might take months of recovering the keys. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's an hour. You go one by one of actually reverse engineering the private from the public. And then at a time, if you're choosing, you probably wait till you've done all of them, right? Yeah. Then at a time you're choosing, you publish them all. And 6 blocks later, they're all in your wallet. It's 1 million coins.
Holy fuck.
So it'll probably be like that. Now, who does it is the question. Is it the U.S. government? Now, I wrote a Substack saying, I think the government should do this.
It's going to be IBM.
It could be IBM. Maybe it's IBM at the government's request.
Yes.
And they get to keep some of the coins and the rest of the coins go into a trust, and maybe it's actually a good outcome, right? Because maybe Satoshi can go and claim back the coins if Satoshi emerges and provides proof that they mined them back in the day. Could happen. That would be kind of.
What's your percentage on that? Satoshi reappears to deal with the quantum stuff.
It would be great. Now is the time, Satoshi, frankly. If you were going to come back, now would be a very opportune time. I don't know, 1% or less, maybe.
It's probably high.
Yeah, I think Satoshi is deceased, unfortunately. But it would be good to have a system where maybe the government's holding them in trust, and on the off chance Satoshi comes back, they can claim their coins back because they deserve them.
What is the commercial use case for quantum computers other than stealing crypto?
Yeah, so the number one commercial use case is Bitcoin, stealing the coins.
That's number one. And I guess government
number one in terms of near-term monetization opportunity.
That's brutal.
Number two is code breaking, so selling code breaking services to governments. So you look at all these quantum companies, their biggest revenue line item is just government services. So that's what they'll be doing. Aside from Bitcoin, for their first year or 10 years, they'll just be breaking
shit.
Encrypted. Yeah, I mean, there's piles of this stuff, right? There's a lot of stuff to sift through. And then what people are excited about and why quantum computers even exist in the first place is physics simulation, because the world is a quantum world. Mm-hmm. It's not a classical world, it's quantum. And to simulate particles, you need a quantum computer to do that. That's why Richard Feynman proposed a quantum computer in the first place, was to do physics simulation. With that, you can maybe do drug discovery, discover new molecules, material science. That's the exciting stuff. So there'll be some of that too.
Which are the, I guess I don't know. What do you have bags in maybe? What are the public quantum companies? How do you tell who is real and who is just, I know, what is it? Martin Shkreli is a pretty big quantum bearer of all these companies.
Yeah.
What are there any of them that you really like versus any you really hate that you could talk about?
We don't know yet which modality is going to win, as in there's a bunch of different ways to make a quantum computer. You have trapped ions, and you have superconducting qubits, and you have neutral atoms. There's a half dozen different ways to make them. Okay. It's weird. They're made out of different kinds of stuff, and they all have different trade-offs. So kind of depending on which of those modalities you think will win, then you might buy companies in that sector. So I know that's not a good answer, but the one that people are probably most excited about right now, I would say, is Quantinuum.
Okay.
which is they're spinning out of Honeywell, which is big defense company.
Okay.
So that'll be a really big IPO actually quite soon. IONQ, I would argue, is the market leader from among the existing public names. There's really good privates too. I think QEra is a private neutral atom company. I think they're good, but there's a lot at this point.
And what are you invested in that sparked all this controversy?
We backed a crypto company called Project 11.
Project 11, that's it. Yeah.
They are, I mean, they haven't fully announced their product suite, but effectively quantum custodian. It's like they will help you as a crypto user deal with this incredibly complex transition.
Nice.
So like what wallet do I use? Like when do I switch over? When do I migrate? How do I migrate? Like those are hard questions. And so that's what they're going to help with.
This might, you might laugh at this one, but what do you think about Zcash and quantum resistant crypto, quantum resistant ETH at some stage?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying like this was more valid before all the main ETH people quit and gave up on ETH.
Like just bankless.
I was actually checking in on like some of the big ETH heads that I used to fight with to see if they're still pro ETH or if they'd rage quit. A lot of them have quit. It's like
you were bull posting ETH BTC on bankless.
Yeah, so that was
nuts.
my thought was like, well, if Bitcoiners, if investors start to care, you'll see it in the ETH BTC ratio. However, the confounding factor is that ETH is like having some kind of a crisis, which I don't understand. So I guess it's not doing well. But maybe you'll see it in the Zeke BTC ratio, right? But I think you will. You'll see it somewhere. The longer Bitcoin puts it off, Bitcoin hasn't made any real progress in the last 6 months. Some of these other post-quantum coins will start to outperform, whether it's ETH or Zeke or maybe Solana will do it. Bitcoin will be the last one to do it.
You know what's interesting about you, Nick, is that you are so deep in AI and you're so deep at quantum and you spend most of your time investing in crypto. That is not what I would like. Most people that are deep enough in AI are like, Mythos is going to destroy everybody. Or most people that are deep enough in quantum is like quantum is going to break Bitcoin. You have both and you're like a crypto bull still and you're OG, which most people are jaded as well. So you have like 3 verticals that should have wiped you out. But you are crypto, what is going on there? I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm like the last Japanese soldier after
like
World
the
War II.
last one. Yeah.
Like I'm out in the jungle. It's 1970. Like the war is still going on. I'm still fighting my crypto war.
Why are you still such a crypto bull, knowing all of this domain expertise on these topics? Like you probably should, in theory, based off the peers, you should not be.
I mean, I'm exposed to AI and quantum, so if they do great, I have like passive exposure, right? So, but I think crypto is like my calling. It's the thing that I'm good at. I don't think I would be particularly good as a standalone AI investor. Certainly not quantum. I don't know enough to do deep tech investing like that. And I think I can move the needle in crypto investing still. And I think there's plenty to do. Like there's a lot of fruitful businesses to back in the kind of fintech stablecoin space. It's just maybe they don't excite people that much, it's like real people that use this stuff and they benefit from it. So
where does crypto sit in the stack of like emerging technologies from this point? Because we obviously had like sort of the pre-AI hype, like god run of crypto, where it was if you wanted to be on the cutting edge, the money flowed into crypto. It was small, it was hot, it was new, it was innovative. It still is all of these things, but it's not the shiniest object in the room anymore. Like where does it sit amongst AI, amongst quantum, amongst all of these other like emergent technologies?
Well, I mean, it's certainly behind AI in terms of its impact on the world. That's fine.
Fair.
We don't have to be the main character industry. We can be number 2 or 3, whatever. It's certainly more important than quantum. So somewhere in between those two. But I mean, it's kind of funny that people are giving up on crypto. I get it. Like L1s haven't really done well, and meme coins. I guess no one trades meme coins anymore.
No, not really. I mean, a little bit, but not really.
Like here or there. Like the token game isn't as fun anymore. The liquidity isn't there. Like the liquidity is now in quantum shitters or it's in AI names. Like, but still, like it's weird because we've actually hit so many of these important like milestones as an industry. Like security, like tokenized securities are a thing now. Like that's great. There's all these tokenized equities. Stablecoins, 300 billion of stablecoins. People actually use them. You can actually use a stablecoin with a card. That works. The infrastructure works really well. DeFi is going to have a tough 12 months with all the AI assisted hacks. But when we get out the other side, it'll be probably incredibly
super
secure.
hardened DeFi, right?
Yeah,
DeFi 3.0 or something.
We're going to exploit 1,000 or 2,000 bugs. There'll be so many hacks. And then we get out the other side. It'll just be like impenetrable. So, I mean, I understand that some people are upset about the prospect of DeFi getting rogged incessantly by AI. But, you know, like when I look at crypto, I think we've really achieved a hell of a lot. And it's actually, you know, pretty usable now. So I think we should be kind of content.
You know, the world's ironic, and like the irony behind crypto is that everything you could have ever wanted, you know, pro crypto admin and ETFs and all these financial vehicles and tokenized stock, everything you could have ever wanted for crypto has like happened, and the speculative part is sort of just like nuked.
Yeah, because I guess we were speculating on those things happening, and maybe when they do happen, it's not as exciting. But yeah, I mean, like, there are mainstream crypto, like Polymarket is a great example, like right behind you. Like, that is a mainstream consumer crypto product that everybody knows about. You know, I would say the Web3 dreams haven't happened as much. We don't
read,
have,
write, own. Yeah, that was a miss.
Read, write, own didn't work. That's
No.
okay. We'll take that on the chin.
That was a good. It was a good attempt. Like, I respect the shot. It's a good book.
An attempt was made. It's right on my shelf, right back there.
I have one too. It's a good book.
The Web3 thing, owning the internet or having a social media platform where you own your credentials, I think it should still happen, actually. I think it should still happen, but it didn't happen. That's okay.
I liked it. I'll just say it. Like, I liked it. I thought it was a good attempt. Maybe it will. You know, the social file of this. Maybe we'll get there at one point. Maybe bring Racer back.
Friend tech, you know, like, I don't know if we need to tokenize our, you know, other people's social media accounts or whatever, but it would be good if we owned our own, like, handle on a social media platform, right? Like, we don't own anything on X.
No.
Like, we could be banned at a moment's notice, no recourse. That sucks. I don't like that model. So I do think there's still a case for a Web3 model there.
That's crazy. You're the first person I've heard say it in a while. I agree. I'm not afraid to say it. Not proud of it. Man enough to say it. I'll let you go top of the hour right now. I got like one or two more for you. I wrote this one down. Chat asked this. It's a good question though. Crypto like was the play for all libertarians, but now it's super mature. Like, what industry do you think aligns with those values the most for up and coming talent? Is it still crypto?
For a dyed-in-the-wool libertarian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's tons of crypto stuff you can do. I would say like open source AI is attracting a lot of libertarians. Like, look at Eric Voorhees. He's like the most pure blood libertarian guy I know, right? Open source AI. You know, what are the big walled gardens of the future? It's Anthropic and OpenAI. And I think it'd be really, really bad if they control everything. Or, God forbid, some kind of like Chinese AI model. Open source, self-hosted edge compute AI that you control yourself, that is very important. We need to have that.
Yeah.
Or we're going to live in a bad, bad world.
I mean, at some point here, there's going to be a black swan is ChatGPT, like chat logs get leaked. Some like Ashley Madison situation. Everyone's logs get leaked, and then everyone's running local AI after that, I would imagine.
Yeah, and cost as well. Like, proprietary frontier AI is 10 to 100 times more expensive than the equivalent open source model, self-hosted.
Yeah.
But it's like, it'll make sense for the enterprise as well. Like, large firms will just have their compute cluster in the basement, and they're not going to send everything to the big.
Can't.
Like, what? No, it's not going to. It couldn't. I know everybody's acting like that's how it's going to be, and we as a society are going to pay massive rent to these guys in the tens of trillions. I don't think it'll be like that. I think we will get more of this move to the edge.
Who wins if that happens? Like Apple? Look.
You mean if we get the like more self-hosted AI?
Yeah.
I mean, the aggregators, you know, like Open Router, like a Venice. Like, maybe it could be in line with Apple as well. Maybe we'll be able to miniaturize the models and run them locally.
Open Router, that's a sleeper. I like that.
They're doing great.
Dell, maybe someone said Dell.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea.
That's a fun trade idea. Okay, I'll let you go on this one. Nick Carter, it's a pleasure. I'm happy we got to do it. I'm a fan. Sometimes these articles you write are a little bit long, But I'm a big fan. I think you're doing some great work. Where should people go if they like you, if they think you're right, if they want to support what you're doing, especially if they're afraid of this quantum stuff? Like, where do you send people? What should they do? What do you recommend to people? I don't know. Take it however. It's the worst sign-off question ever.
Yeah, I mean, normally I would say my ex, but actually, like, X is like messing me up right now because they gave me 100,000 followers for nothing, and just over the like I was at 400, now I'm at 500 for no reason. So I think it's a lot of bots, and so I think my X is just like done for, and so my answer is Substack. Please, please follow me on Substack. No one reads my Substack. It's a problem. I don't trust X anymore. I want direct access to your inbox. Okay, so follow me on Substack.
Sick. Nick Carter, you're a fucking movie dude. I'm happy you're out of retirement unofficially and you're back on the circuit because you're box office, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Of course, dude. Thanks for doing it. Have a good one, brother. Peace.
See ya. Bye
bye. That was cinema, huh? Yeah, poor guy. I'm getting botted. All right. Sorry about the 100,000 followers, buddy, that accidentally came to your fucking Twitter account, man. Boo hoo, you know? Oh no, 100K. No, why am I so famous and cool and handsome and a mustache? No. Open router. I like this trade idea. My steak too juicy, lobster too buttery. I like this trade idea, by the way. Is it a public company? I don't even know what it is. This? No. What's open router? Brother, private AI. This is such a good trade. That we need to put money on this trade. What is it just Apple? It's so gay. I don't want to buy Apple. You know, we had this trade idea a while back and we bought Apple and then I was just like bored. VVV, come on, bro. Really? Is it really VVV? Oh my God. I don't want to buy VVV. Is it really VVV? That thing is, what's the market cap? Stop. Is it really VVV? Stop. Give me something better. 1.3 billion FDV. Give me something better, bro. Come on. VVV? Really? Is it actually the trade? No, local, not decentralized AI. It doesn't have to be decentralized, but it has to be local. No data, cloud storage. The top subnet on Tau. Come on, bruh. You got to give me something more direct. I don't want NVIDIA. It's too expensive. This is like such a generational trade, by the way. Maybe it's just the fucking like Chinese open source. You can run those locally. I mean, the world's going to transition to this. There's going to be a massive data. There's going to be a day. We'll call it D-Day. No, not D-Day. I was going Q-Day, not D-Day, obviously. But day-to-day was what I was going for. Oh my God. Obviously a miss. We'll call it day-to-day. Sorry. And D-Day is crazy. I mean, that was a fucking... that was crazy. You know what I meant. We'll call it day-to-day. When one of these major LLM... It's going to happen. Obviously, it's going to happen. There's going to be some crazy exploit. And whatever happens on that day, these local model... Whatever the best trade is for the local model, call it day-to-day. We need a better name than day-to-day. Whatever. These names are going to go fucking parabolic, bro. Like parabolic. J-Day. What's J-Day? That was a mess. You know what I meant, though. D-Day is obviously a very serious topic. Corsair? What is Corsair? Corsair Gaming? What is this? Cloudflare. Why? Chat, we actually do have to figure out how to trade this. I'm not going to lie. AMD drives. You got to give me something more direct than AMD, though. I don't want to buy NVIDIA for this. What's it called? Open Core? What do you call it? Open Core? Open Router? Open Router raised 113 million Series B. Look at Filecoin. Come on, bro. Open Router gives you access to hundreds of different AI models. Oh my god, this is a monster. This is a monster, dude. It's like an aggregator, but then the aggregator business is a race to zero, isn't it? That's basically VVV. Is VVV actually a good coin? Like, is it actually like a great coin? Am I? Well, the thing about the aggregator business is anyone can just aggregate. Am I really? Is this really what we're gonna do right now? How do you spell Venice? What does this do? What model? Wait, I don't want to like show something. Hold on. How do you spell Venice? He said, yeah, I know. You're talking to Venice AI, powered by Kimi K2.5, running a Venice AI, private, uncensored AI. Venice doesn't censor the underlying models, and all your conversation data stays private in your browser, never stored on Venice servers. Dude, if this is this actually real? Venice thing? Are you looking for storage? No, I'm looking for private AI, like locally run. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for nobody wants to store their AI on the fucking ChatGPT server because they get subpoenaed and it gets leaked and it gets hacked and it gets exposed. And I ask my thing personal questions. I ask it personal questions. You know? It's like who even watches this tard, bro? Come on, bro. It's a good trade idea, dog. It's a good trade idea. What are you buying then? It's a good trade. It's like the great trade idea. Talking about this tard. Come on, bro. Tard is crazy, by the way. In a big 2.6? Can you even say that shit? Like, okay, you could be like, we're buying Apple for Mac Minis. Yeah, if it wasn't like the second most valuable company in the world. You know? Chainlink? Come on, bro. AI training broke the centralized cloud pricing model. AWS charges $112K to store 1 PB. Phil 1 charges $5K. Who sent this? What am I supposed to do with this? Take 2 for GTA 6. I said local AI, not fucking GPT 6. Something about tard like sounds way more aggressive than retard, you know? Buy local hardware. All right, hold on. Let me get up real quick. I gotta focus. We gotta find a trade on this. Maybe not today. We gotta find it. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Hold on. BRB. Bit aggressive, by the way. That was a little aggressive. I didn't really mean for that to just sound so angry. Why are we so angry? I ask my AI personal questions, ... son. I mean, what the fuck do you ask your AI? Like, what do you mean, son? What do you ask your AI? I ask it I ask it serious shit. My life is personal, man. I got real shit going on. I'm doing real shit. Solving real problems, asking real questions, facing real challenges. Like, I'm fucking, yeah, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. I'm fucking doing real shit, man. Fighting real demons. I'm fighting real demons, man. Hell yeah, I ask it personal questions. All right, what's up with Nebius? Bro, you have no ops. Every day is my hairline receding. That's just fucked up, man. That's just like one of those things. If you think about your hairline receding, it gets worse. So for you to ask me that, and then for you to put that in my head is actually fucked. Okay, cool. Now you're manually breathing, bitch. Manually breathing. Congrats. You're not thinking about it. In, out, in, out, in, out. Yeah, don't forget to fucking inhale, buddy. You're manually breathing. Yeah, you want to play this game? Inhale. Don't forget. Inhale. Don't forget to exhale. Don't fucking forget to exhale. That's what I thought. I don't even really know what Nebius does, to be honest. But this is why we do the stream, because we figure these things out. What is this? I like CRSR with the pivot to AI. Dude, is VVV just the trade I've been talking about for 3 weeks and I never really locked in on what it is? And it's just what we should be trading. Okay, what does Nebius do exactly? Provides infrastructure to AI builders worldwide. It offers Nebius AI. Your bones are all wet. It offers Nebius AI-centric cloud services, large-scale GPU centers, clusters, cloud service developer tools. The problem is I don't know how to gauge like the difference between what these, AI provider trades do. Like it's hard for me to differentiate what they do because there's so many of them. And so how you decide like who is what and who actually matters is relatively difficult. But this thing is up 15% after hours. You got a guy, one sec. This is crazy. Is that all-time high? It is an all-time high. Wow. Why buy VV over an AI stock? Well, it could theoretically be. This is Leopold's biggest position, I think. It could theoretically be like exactly what I'm looking for. But anyways, on that note, there's a couple announcements that came out. Speaking of crypto and AI and things of this nature that we should cover just so we can get it through. One is Robinhood officially enters the agentic era. Robinhood is launching agentic trading and agentic thoughts on HLIT TJR show. That's a Kevin Zoo show, buddy. You're fucking with a Kevin coin, buddy. Oh, you're about to learn. Oh, this brother is about to learn. Welcome to Kevin, my friend. Get ready to subscribe, brother. Get ready to subscribe.
Shot of your Robinhood position.
Get ready to subscribe. You can sell courses on X now. Get ready to subscribe, baby. How much does a sub cost? That's a good question, actually. Is it going to show my credit card if I try to subscribe? He's making like, I don't know, 80K a month, maybe. Somewhere in that ballpark. It's $199 a month. What does he make? He has doesn't say how many subs he has. I think he's probably making 50 to 100K a month if I had to this guy made a Believe coin last year. Really? Of course he did. Oh yeah, I have subs open, by the way, for $1. All right, Robinhood is launching agentic trading and an agentic credit card, letting users connect AI agents to Robinhood through MCP service so agents can trade and make purchases on their behalf. Agentic trading uses a separate account, so the agent only has access to the money deposited there with push notifications and real-time activity P&L tracking. The agentic credit card lets an AI agent spend through a dedicated virtual Robinhood Gold card with user set spending limits, optional manual approvals, expense tracking, and 3% cash back. What do I get if I sub? What's the benefits? Nothing. I actively say do not Sub. Really excited for this. In an agentic world, so many financial decisions can be automated or prompted. Notice how they're not using stablecoins for this, which is interesting. But the AI trading thing is coming really fast. There's another announcement I have here, which is, yeah, so a client will be able to establish an agentic trading account that's entirely separate from their standard portfolio, limiting the funds an agent can access to only those deposited according to a statement Wednesday. The investor can then direct the AI agent to build a diversified portfolio from scratch, for example, or adjust concentration to take advantage of opportunities as they arise. Some people are setting up hypotheses. Some people are doing rebalancing. When we enable customers to connect their outside agents and outside tools, the possibilities are pretty vast. I don't really know who's going to be using their AI to actually trade. Like, who is going to be like, okay, it's going to give over the keys. Now, I think it will be helpful. But
it's the hard.
There's also this announcement that came out from Liquid, which is like a I think it's a perp DAX. Is it a perp DAX?
Investing is the hardest thing we do. I'm Franklin, and today we're introducing Co-Invest, the first way to trade directly through your AI. For decades, market intelligence was locked up inside of hedge funds, Bloomberg terminals, and analysts on call, while everyone else was left guessing. Today, that changes. Co-Invest plugs directly into ChatGPT and Claude. The same AI that helps you debug code or write an email can now be used to help you analyze a market, think through a trade, and place it instantly, all in one chat. Universal intelligence deserves universal access.
Holy, put the vid on 2x snooze. Dude, how about you fix your fucking dopamine, man?
To markets.
That's not my fucking fault.
We started Liquid just over a year ago to build the future of trading. Today, we believe that this future runs through AI. Every market available to anyone, anywhere, anytime. And we're thrilled to play a role in making it happen.
He is shouting though.
Invest today at liquid.trade/co-invest.
I don't know. The AI trading thing, I think I've actually found it to be helpful. From the sense of figuring out what is good and what is bad and what is like interesting. But I don't know how this is gonna work. Like, are random retail just gonna like close their eyes and say AI trade for me? Maybe. The one thing I think that it will further enhance is this hallucination yield concept is gonna be fucking spiraling, right? That's gonna go big time, I would imagine. Hallucination yield. Your friend asked you yesterday, what did he ask you? Like, what specifically did he ask you? Curious. I still think we are in an AI bubble. I mean, we're obviously in an AI bubble. I don't think anyone is questioning that, but that doesn't mean much. The more question is like, when does it end? That's the bigger question, right? Will it end up being what company has the best agents or what? I would imagine they're relatively on par. Specifically asked, you're an AI, can you build me a bot that trades for me word for word? Yeah, I mean, this probably becomes pretty big. I've also noticed this trend where normal people that don't really use AI that much think it's like base case is way smarter than it is. I don't know how to articulate this exactly, but like I find a lot of people that I don't feel like to be generally tapped in just copy paste the AI writing that to me is so obvious it's fake, or not fake, but you get the ick, okay? You get the ick. Like if I'm reading a post from somebody that I know and it's like just aggressively obviously that it's AI, I get the ick and I'm no longer interested in anything you have to say after that. It's like a turnoff. It's like a bad turnoff. Like it's like added to my list of a turnoff, right? Like if I'm reading a post of someone I think is smart or I have no opinion on and it's clearly AI writing, I get the ick pretty bad. And so I noticed that a lot of like normal people who I consider us to look, I'm sorry, I kind of consider us to be amongst the elites, at least on the knowledge that we're exposed to on a daily basis. People that aren't exposed to this level of knowledge on a daily basis, when I read their posts that are like copy paste AI, like they'll put like this girl I used to know the other day posted this like graduation one of those like carousels on Instagram, and it's like 6 slides and all it has text on every one, and it was just like like I would read it to you, but then it would like dox this person, and then it would be like no fun because you'd be mad. But it was like the most obvious AI thing I've ever read. It's like I'm not this, I'm this, and I'm not that, I'm this. And I read it, and I'm just like, man, this like I could see how you would think this would make you sound smart, but this is terrible. And I don't think you're attractive anymore because of this. Like it's like it was that bad of an AI writing thing. And so I think the baseline output from these models is very weak. And so I would imagine when you ask me which one, not very weak, but very average. And so when you ask me which one would trade the best, I think that they probably all trade on par, and then whoever can drive it better is the only, you'll get good results out of it. And then if you can't, then you'll just get, I don't know, maybe if you can't, you'll do better because nobody else can, and everyone just piles and trades, and you get momentum mega church on steroids. It's a new era. I don't really know how this works exactly. Like, okay, you could say basic, you could say regular AI is weak and underwhelming, so it's going to give you bad trades. But if everyone is using regular, unattended AI, and it's giving everyone the same bad trades, then the trades play out well because they get momentum slammed. Like, it's actually kind of a new paradigm in how this works. And you're really early to it, I think. But this is, like flows will never be the same ever. Flows will never be the same now that this exists. And so it's fascinating to think about, and we'll watch. But if, like think about that, right? If all the models are the same and they're all basic and no one knows how to program them, or like, I don't know, whatever, align them, whatever the fuck. And then everyone's in the same bad trades. Is it actually a bad trade? I can't imagine that it is. It's probably a good trade. It probably plays out better. So flows will never be the same. How can we get ahead of the curve and knowing what it is? I think it's like really helpful just to always be asking, I'm interested in this thing. What does ChatGPT think versus what do you think? Like knowing what the models is recommending people is important, I would imagine. Should I open this? What link did you just send? That's like 5,000 characters. I don't want to click that. I don't think I should click that on the stream computer. I don't really think I should click on that. Maybe I should. No, you're saying sorry, but now I feel bad. I was kind of trolling you, but no, I got it. I was kind of trolling, but you say sorry, and I feel bad, so I'm just gonna look it up. What the fuck is this? What? Why did you send me this? What am I supposed to do with this? Resell it? No, what do you want me to do with it? Gift? You bought me this? The links cooked your PC. Now you got to buy this new one. Is selling this. 120 gigabytes of RAM. Luke, how much RAM do I have? Oh, Corsair stock. You could have just had the ticker. Oh. I see. They're selling hardware products that you think are good. Oh. Got it. All right, let's see. Fucking jump scare warning. Oh, I see. This is a $1 billion stock. This is free. They're selling AI workstations. $1 billion. This is cheaper than Venice. This is free. All right, I'm going to be honest. I need everybody to come back to stream tomorrow with their idea of how we're going to express local AI. Are you long oil? No, I care about my life. I respect my mental health. And I appreciate waking up every day with love and appreciation for the world. And so I'm not long oil. I'm also not short because I care about myself. I care about my future. I care about having kids. I want to have a loving wife and a family and a dog that I come home to, and I want to smile when walk out on my way to work every day, and I want to come back home and I want to have a dinner cooked for me, and I want to lay in bed and I want to kiss my wife on the forehead, and I want to have grandchildren, and I want to make my parents proud, and I want to have hobbies and friends, and I want to go to the bar on Friday. And no, I'm not long oil. Okay. I'm not fucking long oil. Everybody, you're a good dude. Everybody should come to stream tomorrow with a trade idea of what we're doing to long local AI. This is going to be the biggest trend in the world. It's just not yet because there hasn't been any scary moments. I need some real, like, crowdsourced fucking come outsource my best ideas to you, then I steal them from you and I put more money behind it. And good trader, first chatter with the salute. Salute to you, brother. Are you long oil? It's like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do with that? Am I long oil? No, I hate oil. I don't even use oil. I drive a fucking hybrid. I don't drive a hybrid. I don't actually drive. I live in New York. You need to get him on. I don't know. Wife, family, kids, followed by the bar on Friday. How am I supposed to handle the wife, kids, and family? Obviously, by the bar Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hang out on Saturday. Yeah, it's like, what's the point? You know, I'm actually not a big bar guy. I'm not a big drinker, to be honest. Garrett Bullish is up $4.5 fucking million on a Zcash short. Oh, I have one more segment. Let's use Quantum to hack Ashley Madison. It already happened. It already happened. Wait, I have one more segment. Should we do it? Should I like front run it right now?
Areas.
Okay, I have a trade idea for you. You guys tell me what you think the trade idea. I have a trade idea to propose. No, seriously, got a good head on your shoulders. I have a trade idea. Thank you. I have a trade idea. Okay, so it's gonna take me a minute to set this one up. Okay, hear me out. Come with me the whole way on this. Trade LeBron for compute. The Lakers. The Lakers trade LeBron for like NVIDIA GPUs. All right, hear me out. Here's the trade idea. Okay. Number one, early 2000s, the internet was for everyone was IRL. The internet was reserved for elite, bleeding edge tech, upper band of society. We're the only people on the internet, right? Early days and like even like early 2010s that were like really like good at the internet. It was like the elites, the coders, the hackers, and then like venture, right? And all the new emerging tech. Internet was sort of like reserved for the elites. Okay. Internet goes super viral and mainstream on the back end of really social media and gaming, but really social media. And internet is no longer just reserved and gatekept. It's the standard. Everyone's on the internet. Okay. And it's the most accessible thing ever. Okay. So the pendulum shifts back now to, okay, everyone can be IRL, then everyone can be on the internet. Now everybody wants to be IRL again. Okay. But IRL is becoming gatekept amongst elites because there's not that many IRL things that you want to go to. K-shape is showing itself in the IRL experiences, right? You look at how much you want to look at. I thought I was going to go to the Knicks finals. The cheapest ticket for like game 4 of the finals is like $10,000. Okay. The World Cup tickets are disgusting. Going to IRL events is also being pushed as the new elites. Okay. Is the new cool thing to do is you go IRL. There's not that many things to do IRL, and the cool things to do IRL are like, so you're so priced out. You're either like upper band of, upper 1%, or you're not making it. Okay. Now, my take on this is that if this is true, everyone's sick of reels. They're sick of doom scrolling. They're kind of getting sick of short form and like brain rot just a little bit. Pendulum shifts back. What asset is the biggest beneficiary of an IRL resurgence, of an elite IRL resurgence? I think high-end alcohol. High-end alcohol. Okay? And you could go low-end alcohol, but the reason I think it's high-end alcohol is because the repricing and IRL experiences is like elite stuff. It's like, you know, $1 million to go sit courtside at the Lakers or at the Knicks playoffs. It's like high-end alcohol. It's like elite. It's like Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez at Bart's. It's like Ken Griffin. You know what I mean? It's like K-shaped alcohol. Like Bush is like whatever. I think it's high-end alcohol. And I right now am calling perma bottom on nobody drinking. The pendulum has to go back because nobody does anything IRL anymore. And I think vintage wine, bro. Vintage wine is the trade. It's a Mando trade. It's a long-term one. Vintage fucking wine is our new trade. Vintage fucking wine. And it's been down only. And I think you could say like watches, I guess. But I think wine, brother. Vintage wine.
I think the tequila turned out fantastic.
Trade. Okay? It's like, it's elite. It's stuck up. It's like snuffy. It's like reserved. Like, it's some real, like if you ever go out with a real rich person, I've done this a few times in my life. You go out with like a real, you ever go out with like a real, I know some rich people at this point in my life. You go out with some real rich people. They take great pride in being able to spend absorbent amounts of money on a bottle of wine at dinner. This is like a thing. They like really like take, you know, you give a rich 40-year-old crypto dude a wine menu and it's like, they're all over that fucking wine menu. I can't pronounce a single name on there. But you give like a recently divorced 45-year-old guy with 8 figures a wine menu and it's like a kid in a fucking candy store, right? And so I think you sit back, you enjoy, you watch, you ask questions. What's the most you've ever seen someone spend in a bottle? Not that crazy. Well, the most expensive bottle of wine I've ever drank a glass of was probably like $10,000, $15,000, $15,000 maybe, 10. And it was a very special night. Probably $10,000 bottle of wine. I'm telling you, people love this shit. Yeah, I'm not like, I've never gone, I mean, I watched Mando buy a really expensive bottle of wine. I don't know how much that bottle was, but it was not cheap. How much was that bottle of wine, Malcolm? It wasn't cheap. And I'm not, you said white gold Don bottle. Yeah, but the thing about the Don bottle is that's like a $500 bottle of tequila, but they just charge you 15 bands in the club because you have no choice. That's like a $500 bottle of tequila. Like, it's not like, that's the thing. Like, the club shit doesn't count. The wine is at restaurants is, I think, is pretty relatively priced, like fair. And the thing about, yeah, it's still lit. I'm not hating on your hustle, by the way. If you could spend $13K on a Don bottle, you're lit. I don't do a lot of the club stuff. But I think vintage wine, bro, is a good trade. It's like a fun trade. What wine tickers you watching? See, that's the problem. I have no fucking idea. But all I know is I watched this fucking clip and I said, fuck it. That's it. I'm calling the bottom. Right here, right now, on alcohol. Shout out to Mickley, 26 million views. I am calling the fucking bottom on alcohol. Because you know what? I like to go out. I'm not the most social guy. I have a low social battery. I like to go out. And if I'm going out, I'm drinking. I'm drinking. If I go out, I'm drinking. Like, I just am. I don't know. I'm not really going out. And I don't drink expensive. I do spend some money to go out. I'm like I'm an experiences guy. Most of my money gets spent on Uber Blacks and like restaurants, basically. But if I'm going out, I'm drinking.
It's one of those areas.
So whatever. Anyways, I watched this clip. I'm calling the fucking perma bottom on alcohol. Forever intergalactic bottom on alcohol. People have been, for as long as humans have been breathing, they've been drinking. Okay? For as long as humans have been breathing, they've been drinking. And the problem with this, it's the fucking whoops. bro. Everyone's got a fucking sleep score now. And all of a sudden, they can have a glass of wine. Bro, fuck your sleep score. Fuck your stats. Fuck all of it, bro. Your sleep score. Nobody cares about your sleep score. Okay? Mom, I love you, and I'm really happy you got your whoop, and I'm happy you love it. This isn't about you. Okay? This is about everybody else. Fuck your sleep score. Fuck all of it.
It's one of those areas where you don't understand the hidden cost until you really give it up for a while. And I think about my own relationship with drinking, and I stopped drinking at 30 years old. I'm now 33. And I had just drank because I just drank. I'd never ran the experiment of just giving it up for a while. And then like, I don't know, maybe I was at 31. I thought, I'll have a drink again. Because now I could really A/B test it. I had a year of not drinking, decided to have a drink again. It ruined 3 days of my life. I had a couple of glasses of wine, didn't get drunk. It ruined 3 days of my life because of the domino effect it caused. So it meant that I got worse sleep that night. And then because I got worse sleep that night, I ate more poorly the next day because my dopamine system or whatever, the cortisol system was all messed up.
Look at these two guys. Chris Williamson, I know he's like a big deal, and I hope he comes on the pod. But like, look at this conversation.
Brilliant. Yeah. And then I podcasted worse. I didn't go to the gym the day after, that day or the day after because of that, because I felt really bad. I'm just
gonna let you know, by the way, I wanted to go on a date for Thanksgiving or over Thanksgiving break, and I wanted to go out with this real runner girl, and so I committed to a 10K. Okay, but it was on Friday morning. I haven't ran more than a mile in one sitting in like a very long time, like a year plus. Okay, and it was blackout Thursday the night before. So what did I do? I went out and I fucking blacked out. And I rolled out of bed at 6 a.m. and I went over to the toilet and I threw up. Okay. I grabbed a fucking black coffee, chugged it, ate a banana, rolled up to the starting line, and I fucking ran 5.5 miles or whatever it is. Okay. It's like if you don't go to the gym, you just didn't want to go to the gym. And yeah, was I running 11 minute, 20-second miles? Yes, I was. I rolled out of bed, threw up, tied my fucking shoes, and I ran it because she was hot and I committed to it and I was going to do it. It's not...
Slept worse. And I could track all of this on my Whoop. #ad, #sponsor, #investor, whatever.
Hey.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, those 3 glasses of wine had this hidden domino effect that I must have been living with for my whole...
So anyways, intergalactic bottom on alcohol. We're buying vintage wine. Okay, there's this video I watched. I've talked about this before if you're a real OG. But... dude, I'm telling you, I rolled out of bed. Blackout Wednesday, I guess. It was really like, I really rolled out of bed, and then I ruined Thanksgiving for everybody because I slept. I was miserable. I was sick. I was hungover. I was disgusted. I like ruined Thanksgiving for everybody, but I did run it. And so was everyone miserable? Yes. My mom pissed? Yes. Everybody was, I ruined Thanksgiving, but I didn't get a second date, but I ran. Well, I mean, how long is it, the 10K? I don't know. I fucking ran it. How long is a 10K? 6.2 miles. I mean, who's waking up and running 6.2 miles? It's like, yeah. Did I set myself up for failure? Yes. Did I get a second date? No. Was it a bad idea? Horrific. Did I ruin Thanksgiving? Yes. Did I, ruin my next week? Yeah. But did I run 6.2 miles? I ran 6.2 miles. I did it. And okay, last thing. There's this famous study from this guy John Calhoun is his name. I've talked about this before, where he basically wanted to see what happens to rats, to animals, but to rats if you give them the perfect life. No predators, unlimited food, unlimited water, unlimited resources, a perfect place to live. You give them like the God setup. Okay? And what happened was eventually they hit this stage of reproduction where it spit out. They breeded and spawned like a subset of the rats that they called the beautiful ones. Okay? And the beautiful ones had no interest in sexual reproduction. They had no interest in fighting. They had no interest in socializing. They had no interest in claiming land. They had no interest in claiming houses, in doing anything. The only things the beautiful ones did, they sat in the corner and they groomed themselves. They isolated themselves from society. They didn't interact with anyone. They didn't do anything other than sit in the corner and groom themselves. And the modern version of the beautiful ones, and then everybody died because nobody reproduced. Nobody reproduced. They had no kids. They all died. Okay? And the takeaway is that if you extrapolate John Calhoun in the 90s and the rat experiment and the beautiful ones, and you compare it to humans nowadays, you end up with people who are wearing a fucking Whoop and caring about your sleep score. In 2026, perma-bottom on alcohol. Ryan Watkins on stream tomorrow. The market's not that bad. Bull market in full force, and I'm running the fucking stream. Thank you all, gentlemen. Thank you all so much for supporting. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, I'm live on twitch.tv/threadguy, the only place I read chat every day at 3:30 p.m. EST. Take off your fucking Whoop. Go drink a glass of wine. Have a good time. Don't drive after you do it. And I'll see you tomorrow. I love you, motherfuckers. Peace.